Fargo Dome as we close in on kickoff for the 2025 Bison home opener with Southeast Missouri State set to take on the Bison. Near capacity crowd here on this Saturday afternoon, ready to welcome in the reigning national champions after two dominant wins, a shutout win at the Citadel to open up 2 weeks ago, and then a big time win over Tennessee State last week in Nashville. See the captains coming out. Bryce Lance, Logan Kopp, Jackson Dutenheffer, and Cole Payton, the honorary captains today as we get ready for the Kraus-Anderson coin toss. The coin toss going to be performed by one of NDSU's all-time greats, one of Cal Emanuel's former teammates, Colton Hegel, #1 all-time in unassisted tackles in Bison history. The referee today, Mr. Tyler Downs.
Part of 4 national championships. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome home, Colton Hegel.
Southeast Missouri State, you are the visitors. What are you going to call?
Heads.
Heads.
Heads has been called.
Southeast Missouri State calls heads. Colton is going to flip the coin and let it hit the ground. It is heads. You won the toss.
Defer.
Southeast Missouri State has won the toss and elected to defer. You want to receive? Which way you want to kick? Want to kick this way? Let's spin around over here.
For the third week in a row, the Bison are going to get the football first. Let's go down and meet the third member of our team, Sam Getzinger, with our Peterson Farm Seats sideline report. Sam, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Dom. I tell you what, just being down on the sideline here for the pregame festivities, you can tell there's a different buzz in the air here in the Dome today. And with all this added excitement, it comes added distractions for these Bison players. You saw the banner raising. You saw the new jerseys that are going to be debuted today for North Dakota State. Families in town for a lot of these players, and to add to the pomp and circumstance, they're giving out these replica championship rings to the first 3,000 fans, and might I add, they look pretty solid. Now, Coach Polasek realizes that a lot of his players are dealing with these distractions for the first time, so he has laid the challenge down for these guys to have intentional focus on the game and the game only. We'll see if they answer that challenge in a couple hours' time. Guys?
That ring looked pretty good on Sam. That's Tom Matukowicz. He is in his 12th season in leading Southeast Missouri State. A record of 65 and 64. I visited with him earlier this week. He knows all about NDSU's history. He's a big Pitt State fan, knows all the great matchups between the Gorillas and the Bison back in the early 90s. Tim Polasek in his second year in leading North Dakota State, a mark of 16-2, undefeated at home, and ready for this Bison team to open up the 2025 home schedule, much like they did with two dominant wins on the road. Justin Keller is going to put it in the air for SEMO, wearing their traditional home jerseys on the road today, since the Bison wearing all white with Raja Nelson and Jackson Williams back deep. Sit back and enjoy this afternoon of Bison football on WDAY as off we go with a kickoff deep into the end zone that won't be returned. And the Bison will start first after the touchback. As you look at this North Dakota State offense, which through the first 2 games of the season has been nearly unstoppable. Keep an eye on the right guard, Griffin Empey. He might actually flex out to right tackle throughout this game. Earlier this week, Polasek told me Empey is the chief ram, the most valuable offensive lineman. Payton has been solid in the first 2 games. Barika Penu with 5 rushing touchdowns through the first 2 games. So NDSU will go to work from its 25-yard line, and Payton will sneak under center for the first snap of the game. Little play action to start. Out of the backfield to hit Finn Diggins, the pride of Perham, rumbling down the sidelines. Diggins, who got hurt against the Citadel, gutting it out with that big knee brace. He gets out to the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 19 as you meet the SEMO defense, which is without 2 starters, including McCoy Casey, one of their best at linebacker. Slade Dollar, keep an eye on him, not just because he has a great name. He also had a pick last week against North Alabama. Landon Sylvie is the leading tackler for the Redhawks in the backfield out of that safety spot. on a first down. Maybe some miscommunication here on a broken play. Peyton takes a hit, stays on his feet. Look at this. He's going to somehow get yardage out of this play. That was a broken play altogether, Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's clearly a miscommunication between him and Barica. You see Barica goes one way, Peyton goes the other. Now it's just backyard football. And this was dead in the water. You're thinking 6-7 yard loss here, and Cole Peyton finds a way to pick up 2 or 3 on first down. I mean, this is what he's been able to do. Now, it hasn't been a ton of broken plays like this, but we saw, especially in that first game that we called down against the Citadel, making right decisions, scrambling around when he needed to. Not always like that, but you see the athletic ability from the big quarterback.
Well, you saw one of the defensive linemen literally bounce off of him at 6'3", 238. That's what the quarterback position provides for the Bison. Somehow Peyton got 3 on 2nd and 7. They'll swing to the outside. That one is hauled in by Logan Conklin. Just shy of first down yardage. Sylvie was in there on the stop for SEMO, and it's going to be enough for a Bison first down.
Yeah, Logan Conklin, a guy he continues to build a rapport with. A nice little route there, just a little out route. Had Makai Collins on the outside, kind of clear the corner right there, and no one in the flat. And two good throws to start this day for Cole Peyton.
Peyton has been efficient, 23 of 32 coming in. Completion percentage of 72% in the first 2 games for NDSU as they go to work from the SEMO 46. The toss to Barica Penu. Cuts back inside. Penu with some green grass in front of him. Quick block down the field. Finally wrestled down all the way to the SEMO 15. It's a gain of 31.
Well, this is going to be the challenge for this SEMO defense, giving up over 200 yards on the ground through their first 2 games. And look, this was something that Coach Polisek called out after their first game. We want to get more on the edge. There was a lot of, inside zones, duos right up the middle. He wanted to get to the edge a little bit, and that was perfectly designed. Their little G scheme, nice kickouts there for that big offensive line, and Barica Penu does the rest.
Bison into the red zone for the first time as they'll go to work from the Red Hawk 15-yard line. Peyton flushes out to the end zone. That's caught. Touchdown, Nelson. 3 for 3 for Raja Nelson.
Well, if there's any question, they'd be distracted. It doesn't look so on this first drive here, Dom. But I mean, this is perfect, picture perfect here from this NDSU offense. A nice route there, just a little corner route from Raja Nelson, and Cole Peyton delivers a strike. He has been really impressive so far through the first 2 weeks, and now really just this one drive here, and really been efficient throwing the football, and you see another good one right there.
That might challenge Nelson's catch against the Citadel for a touchdown. 3 games, 3 touchdowns for the 6-year senior. Eli Ozick drills the extra point, and the Bison march down the field. They take just 2 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock to get the opening score of the game.
Probably ranked that. I'll go number 2 for Raja. I think his one in the opener was a little bit better, but still, I mean, he continues to just be a weapon, absolute weapon for this team. And how happy are they that he is back for 2025?
Boy, that was efficient, Kyle. Even the broken play ended up getting NDSU positive yardage.
I like the start of it. I did. I mean, NDSU traditionally, like, you run the ball. They run the ball a lot, especially that first play, a little play action. You get Finn Diggins out to the flat. You get the drive started, right? Then the broken play, as you mentioned, you're thinking now you're going to be in second long. You're behind the sticks. Dan Larson's now going to the playbook. All right, what do we got? How do we get back ahead of the sticks instead? Cole Peyton keeps him on schedule, and then Barica Penu with a nice run, and then, well, Raja Nelson does what he does.
Farmers Union Insurance scoring recap. 5 plays, 75 yards, takes 2 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. Cole Peyton with a 15-yard touchdown pass to Raja Nelson. Peyton has 3 touchdown passes. All of them have been to, conveniently enough, number 3. Remember last year, he played 8 games, and all of them were the meaningful football games. He dealt with a really serious groin injury, and it was purposeful how he played last year when the games he played in, and he's been a huge impact here as Ozick will boom another one through the back of the end zone, as we'll get to see the SEMO offense for the first time. And they are led by a literal giant. You can see he dwarfs over the rest of his team. That's Jax Leatherwood, the quarterback of Southeast Missouri State, all of 6'8", 253 pounds, transferred in from San Diego Mesa Community College. He'll be handing the ball. Keep an eye on number 22, Peyton Brown, one of the top running backs in the Ohio Valley Conference. His younger brother Preston is a true freshman quarterback here on the Bison football roster. SEMO will go to work from its 25-yard line. Leatherwood comes in, completion percentage at 68%. Ohio Valley reigning player of the week as they'll keep it on the ground on first down. Rubel got the first carry of the game for the Redhawks, tackled by Staling as we introduce you to the Bison defense, who didn't allow their first point of the season till the 6-minute mark last week in the fourth quarter against Tennessee State. Donovan Woolen with a pick six last week, a tackle for loss. He was sensational to win against Tennessee State. And the defensive backs, we haven't called their name much. Figure that will change today. Leatherwood on second down, just gets rid of it, incomplete. He was trying to go over the middle. The hit for Rubel there, and it's going to bring up third down.
Oh, and they empty it out right here on second down. They empty it. Anytime you do that, you're going to have less guys. When the team or when the defense brings pressure, you see Logan Kopp come there off the edge. Absolutely no one to block him, and you're going to see most likely a lot of that. At least in the game I watched on, Jax Leatherwood running around for his life. They've struggled to protect him, giving up 7 sacks so far already just through 2 games.
This Bison defensive line has been active. Toby Anene got his first sack last week against Tennessee State. On third down, Leatherwood, he can move for a big man. Going to try to get to that first down. He's going to be met, though. Staling and Crumby in there on the tackle, and it's going to be fourth down.
Now, this will be an interesting decision here for Tom Matukowicz. You see Leatherwood now. He's not necessarily a runner. They're going to go quick here.
Yep.
Maybe run a quarterback sneak.
They'll try to do that. I don't know if he got there. Initial. Now they are going to say he got enough for the first down. Again, it's 6'8". You just got to get that nose of the football ahead. And Leatherwood did that for a first down.
Well, and I actually like the call. I know, look, it's risky without a doubt. You're risking going down 14-0 really quickly if you don't get that. But this has to, for Coach Matukowicz, you got to feel like this is a game we have to score. We have to keep up with this Bison offense. Anytime you get in fourth and short, they might be rolling with it.
Rubel lined up next to Leatherwood on first down over the middle, wide open on the slant. An opportunity to break free. Calvin Gilbert in for a touchdown. And how about that start for SEMO? 65 yards. There's a penalty flag back at the 15-yard line.
That came really late, way downfield. I would doubt that this would be something to bring it back.
It almost seemed after the play, right?
Like a sideline warning or something. But hey, how about this throw from Jackson Leatherwood? I mean, what a start. We talked about it. Like, this was going to be the best passing attack they've seen through 2 games, and this secondary was going to get tested. And you see right there, just right in between the 2 safeties, just no one in the middle field. We'll get the call here.
There is no foul for sideline interference. The touchdown counts.
Almost felt like, obviously, that anytime you get someone that wide open, it's almost like you're running cover 2 and Mike linebacker forgot to run the middle of the field. There's something there because you got a receiver streaking wide open down the middle of the field.
Gilbert had just 2 receptions coming in, transferred in from Independence Community College, and offers a big response for SEMO as Keller in for the extra point, which he drills through. And Southeast Missouri State says we can top that as they answer with a score. 10:37 remaining, opening quarter. We are knotted up at 7. 5 yards. They only need 1:38. Calvin Gilbert on a 65-yard touchdown reception from Jax Leatherwood. And we are knotted up at 7. So each team throwing some punches here to start. Keller will boot this one again. This will go over the head of Williams for another touchback, and the Bison will start at their 25-yard line. This Bison crowd almost a little stunned there after seeing what happened.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I feel like, after, especially with the first 2 games, kind of like, oh, okay, here we go again. This Bison team gets rolling, score a touchdown on the first drive. But Jackson, look, he's averaging 23 completions per game. NDSU, 18 attempts were only thrown against Tennessee State, about 6 in the first game. They just haven't seen a lot of it, and we wanted to see how they respond. So far, not so good.
Peyton will throw again on first down. Zings that to the outside. That's hauled in there. Nelson with another reception. Brought down to the play by Angel Munoz.
Well, and this is just an absolute laser. I mean, he had two defenders in the area, but once again, Cole Peyton showing off that arm, showing that he can throw the ball. A good look right there of his arm strength when he has the ability to show it off.
There's a gain of 4, brings it out to the 29 as Nelson goes in motion. Now lines up next to Peyton, and he'll take it here. Saw this during fall camp, and met immediately. Landon Sylvie out of that safety spot, joined by LaTravion Thompson for a TFL.
Oh, this is a phenomenal play by Landon Sylvie. Really a couple different Red Hawk defenders able to get to the ball here. You watch him trigger right there on the left side of your screen. 34 just comes completely untouched. And that's what you want out of a tackling safety. A guy, we just talked about Colton Hegel. He was a guy that did the same thing. Sylvie from his safety position comes up with a big time play.
Loss of 2 makes it a 3rd down and 8 for North Dakota State from its own 27-yard line. 5.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Peyton will throw again. Look at the time. Waiting over the middle. Incomplete. Good coverage down the field. That was broken up on the play. Justice Johnson in there, who's all Ohio Valley player, knocks it away from Jackson Williams, and it's going to be 4th down.
What a response from this defense. And they go 2-man. Essentially, they got 2 safeties deep, and then it was man-to-man across the board. And there was really nowhere for Cole Peyton to go with this ball. No matter where he decided to throw it, it was going to be a tight window. Really good job in that back end of playing that tight man-to-man defense, something they are not afraid to do, and you'll probably see that more throughout the rest of this game.
Aaron Bickerton into punt for his 3rd game as a Bison. Good punt here. Fair catch is going to be signaled by Cam Robinson as he'll catch that at the 25, and that's where SEMO will begin its 2nd drive. Timeout, 9:11 remaining in the 1st. We're tied at 7. SEMO back to work at its 25-yard line. Should have got our first Western Bank and Trust down in distance. Leatherwood zings this one. That hauled in. On the reception, Donnie Cheers picks up his first reception. Wrapped up there by Duffy. It gets out of his hand quickly, Kyle.
Yeah, and that's what he does a really good job of understanding. You know, they have some struggles along the offensive line. He does a really good job of getting the ball out of his hand.
Gain of 6. It's 2nd down and 4. Here's Peyton Brown with his first carry. Got slowed up. Initially hit in the backfield. Looked by Duteneffer was the one to finish him off. Looked like Crumbie was the first one to get through.
Yeah, good job there by Crumbie coming up and slowing him down. And one thing we didn't even really talk about a ton is this Red Hawk offense. They will use a lot of tempo. They'll go quick. We saw it on that quarterback sneak on 4th down, which they picked up, which obviously was a huge play. It led to a touchdown, but that can cause some communication issues. Haven't seen a ton of it yet, but don't be surprised if they get things rolling to see this offense start going really quickly.
No gain in the play, makes it a 3rd down and 4. Leatherwood tries to keep it and fakes it incomplete. He's trying to go out of the backfield. Hit his tight end and Jamario Chisholm, but it's incomplete, and it's going to be 4th down.
Well, and I like the idea here from this Red Hawk offense. Look, we know Leatherwood not a huge runner, but you can see Chisholm, he's more of a blocking tight end. You'll see him a lot line up right behind the offensive line. They'll put him in motion. He'll cut across the formation on run plays. Not a big receiver for them. Really built more like an offensive lineman. So you sneak him out of the flat. You had a chance there. Just unfortunately a little bit too hot for him to come up with.
Ryan Kingston, Eastern Michigan transfer, is back to punt it. Standing at his 16-yard line, Jackson Williams, All-Valley returner a year ago at the 29-yard line of NDSU. Line drive kick, good one too. Drives Williams all the way back to the 20-yard line as he fair catches, and that's where the Bison will begin their 3rd possession before they come out on offense. A word from the Bank of North Dakota.
Bank of North Dakota wants you to be confident with your student loan decisions. Before applying for a Federal Plus or private student loan, compare all of the benefits and terms with B&D's student loans. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
Seemed like the Bison D got their feet underneath them on that series.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, a little bit of shock. You said it. You could feel it in this Fargo. A little bit of shock when you give up a big play like that, especially when you haven't given up a touchdown all year. And now both teams had the ball 2 times, 1 touchdown and 1 stop.
feeling out process likely done as the Bison go to work from the 21-yard line. Is Penu off the left side. Boy, that second effort there got him out to the 25-yard line before he's wrapped up by Sylvie.
Well, and we highlighted this on the pregame show as well. I know this is just a 2-3 yard gain, but it feels like these running backs just find a way to fall forward more often than not. But it's 4 yards, but if you're this Red Hawk deep, that's what it's got to be. It's got to be more 3-4 yard runs instead of that big one we saw early from Barica Penu. That's kind of where they struggle. They've had times where they come up with TFLs, but they're also prone to give up the big play.
Conklin and Bryce Lance to the bottom of your screen. He's looking that way as Peyton with a nice block from Logan Conklin to Bryce Lance, who shakes off a tackle. Down the sidelines goes Bryce Lance. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown! 75 yards.
Well, and who did he go celebrate with first? Logan Conklin right there. Look at this block right here. Does a nice job of just bringing him free. And then you see the speed from Bryce Lance. I was just going to talk about this a little bit. It's almost like, is he off to a slow start? He had 7 catches through 2 games. No touchdowns after the record-breaking season a year ago. And then you see him show off the speed. You see exactly right there celebrating with the guy that was able to spring him. What a play there from number 5.
His first score, as Kyle mentioned, after 17 a year ago. He finds the end zone for the first time this year as Ozick bangs home the extra point. And the big play, Bison strike again. 7:06 to go in the opening quarter. Marshall's own has found the land of 6. It's 14-7, Bison.
Going back and taking another look at this big touchdown for Bryce Lance. Look, it's 2-on-2 right here. You see that block. It's just enough, just a little bit from Logan Conklin there, and then Bryce Lance does the rest. As a corner, you got to find a way to turn that back to your buddy. They don't do that, and Bryce Lance takes advantage.
Farmers Union Insurance scoring recap, 2 plays, 79 yards, all of 46 seconds for Bryce Lance's 18th career receiving touchdown. He's moving up the all-time list there to make this a 14-7 North Dakota State lead. It's funny you were mentioning that because I've had fans ask me, what's going on with Bryce Lance? Well, Bryce has caught plenty of balls, just haven't been able to get loose. And he did there for his first score of the year. This will be returned from the 5-yard line by Rubel, bouncing to his own man as he gets out to the 23-yard line. Let's go down to Sam, who has more on Logan Conklin.
Yeah, with Logan Conklin now stepping into a bigger role with the absence of senior wide receiver Chris Harris, offensive coordinator Dan Larson told us that he has been one of the most improved players all throughout fall camp and throughout the start of the season. His numbers have not been the thing that have impressed the coaching staff. It's his blocking ability and his speed. And we saw that on full display on that Bryce Lance touchdown. And oh, by the way, last time he played in the Fargo Dome, it was a 2-touchdown performance in the Dakota Bowl in 2023.
Thanks, Sam, for that Peterson Farm Seeds sideline report. On first down, Simo will keep it on the ground. First carry for Brandon Epton on the day as he charges forward out to the 26. I know you'll remember that game. The day after that, Conklin got a walk-on offer from NDSU, and he accepted it after that performance.
Well, yeah, he was, I don't want to say he was the sole reason, but he was a big part of the reason they came back and won that ball game.
Hurry up offense from the Redhawks. The toss to Epton here, immediately met and driven down. And guess who? That's Donovan Woolen.
Well, and you see why everyone's talking about Donovan Woolen. It hasn't been a ton of tackles so far. He's had a pick 6. He's had a touchdown, almost another touchdown. But this is a phenomenal play of just getting off the block and then meeting the running back right in the chest. I mean, that's how you bring someone down. That's a really good play by number 1.
6'4", 215 pounds, and flying out there. Loss of 2 makes it 3rd down and 8 as you hear the Bison crowd. Bison going to bring the house. Leatherwood, down he goes for a sack off the edge. Woolen.
Back-to-back plays by Donovan Woolen, and I thought I got to put this on Jackson Leatherwood as a quarterback. He tries to disguise, or the NDSU tries to disguise this. Donovan Woolen's lined up there before the play starts, and no one touches him. It wasn't like they got completely confused or they think they're rolling something down and you missed it. Woolen's lined up there. You got to be able to point that out. Or as Leatherwood, you have to know as a quarterback, I'm hot off number 1. If no one touches him, I got to get this ball out of my hands. He doesn't, and Woolen gets the sack.
Just see the speed of the guy coming off the edge there. This not a good kick by Kingston off the side of his foot. That's going to bounce out of bounds. It looked like at about the 46. They're going to mark that even further than that. They mark it out of bounds at the 44-yard line of SEMO is where the Bison will get the ball. That was a constant theme of last week's game of great field position the Bison had at Tennessee State.
Well, it really was. I mean, in that first half, I don't know if the stats were jaw-dropping by any means. It was because after that first drive, every single one of them started at midfield or better for NDSU, and you're going to get another really good look here with great field position to start this drive.
So they actually move the ball back. Still on the SEMO, on the SEMO side of the field to the 48-yard line is where NDSU will open its fourth possession already of the quarter with 5:06 to go in the opening frame. Penu off the left side. Barica explodes. Penu still on his feet. Shoestring tackle by Amari Townsend. That prevented a touchdown.
Well, anytime you run this outside zone, you see these defensive linemen. You see how much they're going east and west and not north and south. No one's setting an edge. You have to set a post as a defense. You can see it from up here down. Anytime you see defensive linemen running sideways on a zone running scheme like that, especially the outside, you're going to create a cutback lane for the running back. You saw that from up here. You just assume that it's going to be a big gain, and that's exactly what it was.
Part of that offensive line shakeup. Griffin Empey out playing right tackle right now, Kyle, as we mentioned in the starting lineups. It's a gain of 11 for Penu, and he gets the carry right again. He'll go right up the gut for he's tripped up there. Looks like Slade Dollar was in there on the tackle. As he gets out to the 34. $38 points in the season opener, 59 points last week. Bison offenses had little resistance outside of maybe the first couple drives in Charleston. That was because of pouring rain. As DJ Scott checks into the lineup for the first time, and he'll get the ball on second down. Makes a nice cut there. Bounced into the SEMO defensive line. Looked like Stephen Loss was there, number 99, which is a good name for a defensive tackle. And it's going to be third down.
Yeah, and give the SEMO defense a lot of credit here. We just saw it try to go outside, and then they set a better edge right there, and you get multiple guys there. And this had the makings, Dom, of a not a tush push, but you get the huddle there, and they get everything moving forward for another 5-6 yards. They didn't let that happen. And a good job of standing up and creating a third down.
Bison are so far just 0 for 1 on third downs with a 3rd down and 5 here. Got to get to the SEMO 27. Peyton zings that one. Incomplete. Knocked away from Bryce Lance. Nicely defended on the outside by Adrian Patterson. And it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, Bryce Lance is going to say that's on him. We'll take a look at this. I think Patterson kind of got a hand on his arm or on his elbow or did something to at least throw Bryce Lance off. This is going to be a really good look at it. You see just a comeback route there, and he has a chance. Now that's probably one Bryce Lance is going to say he should have came up with.
Eli Ozick to attempt. This is going to be a 50-yard attempt from Ozick. Last year he made one from 54. Spot down, kick up. It's long enough, but it is no good. Wide to the left. And this score will remain at 7-7 with 2:52 to go here in this first quarter. Certainly had the length, but that's a win for the SEMO defense there.
Absolutely, Don. We were just talking about the field position. I mean, NDSU started in their territory, in the Red Hawk territory, failed to get anything going, and this is exactly what you want to do if you're Southeast Missouri State. You're an underdog in this game. You got a big score on that first drive. You just want to hang around, give yourself a chance, especially early on in this game, and that's exactly what they've done. Big win for that defense.
Red Hawks back out at their own 32-yard line after the missed field goal from Ozick. Leatherwood looking to his left now, flushed out of there. He'll keep it and slide down. Woolen helped him to the ground. Got it, looked about a yard after all of that.
Well, we talked about, like, he's not the biggest runner, but he is a good athlete, a basketball, volleyball player as well. And he can run, not going to do it a ton, but a nice job of Donovan Woolen having eyes on the quarterback there and keeping that to basically no gain.
6'8", 253 pounds. SEMO's SID, Jeff Hansa, told me before the game, people ask him all the time, is he really that big? And the answer is yes, as he slings this incomplete, trying to get Cam Pedro there on the outside. Pedro had a big touchdown last week in the win against North Alabama.
Well, and he had him there. This is one Leatherwood's going to want back. He just missed him. And this a really good job by SEMO's offensive line in the backs picking up the blitz there from NDSU, and they gave him time, and that was just a little bit too low for Cam Pedro, but that is a name we will call out. He took one to the house against North Alabama, as you mentioned, Dom. A really good receiver and returning all-conference player.
94 career receptions for number 0. 3rd down and 10. The Redhawks 0 for 3 on 3rd downs in the game. Leatherwood down. He got crushed there and brought to the ground. Logan Larson was in there to level Leatherwood, and it's going to be 4th down.
And unfortunately, if you're a SEMO fan, there's just been a lot of these. You've seen your quarterback on his back a ton this year. You see he has to step up away from the pressure, and then a really good job of Logan Larson of fighting off his man and coming around and delivering a hit. And we've seen it, the talent that Leatherwood has when he has some time in the pocket. Missed the one before, but if you're SEMO, you got to find a way to protect him better and let him use that height and that arm strength to find some guys downfield.
Surprised Larson doesn't have the window washer celebration, since it's his NIL deal, as Sam told us a couple weeks ago. This punt from Kingston will bounce out of bounds. That was slightly better than the last one. They're going to mark this at the Bison 35, and that's where NDSU will get it already for the 5th time in this quarter with 2:03 remaining.
It's been a slow-moving quarter, without a doubt. We've seen both teams have the ball several times. Still 2 minutes. We've had games down where it seems like it just flies by, and this one, still here in the first quarter, both teams have the ball multiple times.
Bison so far with 2 touchdowns, a punt, and a missed field goal on their 4 possessions in this game. They'll go back to work from the 35. Already 173 total yards of offense for NDSU. Play fake here to Scott. He wants the deep ball for Lance, and he's got him again. Out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 30-yard line. Big time reception. That's a gain of 45.
Oh, and I love the play call here from Dan Larson. You go big, heavy personnel. You get everyone from SEMO expecting the run, and then you just run a max protect 2-man route there, and just a little corner route type route there from Bryce Lance, and number 9 and number 5 finding their connection here today.
Polasek said earlier this week, we want to stretch things out. We have not done that yet. We have not tested Cole Payton to show him throwing the deep ball, and they've done that here a couple times so far. Officially marked at the 31. Is Payton delay here, and he'll keep it. He'll get about a yard before he's brought down from behind. Trey Lisley in there on the stop for SEMO.
When he's trying to hit a quick little slant route, it looked like to his right. You can see right here, takes a peek, doesn't like it, sees that little hole right there. Not a ton doing though there. Good job by SEMO of rallying to the football.
Officially a gain of 1 for the Omaha native. Waited 4 years to become the Bison starting quarterback, and it's been nearly flawless of the first 2+ games. 2nd down and 9. He'll keep it here on a play fake, try to go out of the backfield, and does to Williams. Got a penalty flag thrown as Williams is wrapped up. Initial indication is going to be against the Bison here.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're going to get Raja Nelson for a pick here.
Exactly right, Kyle. Right on the game already.
Well, just looking from where he was and where Jackson Williams was coming across there, and then where the flag came from. You're going to see it right here. Yeah, he's already blocking well before that ball is ever thrown, and then the flag comes out.
So that'll back him up here with a penalty. All the way back now to the SEMO 45-yard line. Make it a 2nd down and 24. Already a big start for Bryce Lance. Over 100 yards, 2 receptions for 109. Of course, that 75-yard touchdown. 2nd and 24. Owen Johnson now lined up next to Payton in the backfield. And Peyton will take this himself, and he's got the wheels, we know that. Down the sidelines, he's got a first down and pushed out of bounds. Boy, what a luxury that is to have that weapon.
Oh, without a doubt. And I don't know if this is a design draw, but it sure looks like it. You see Owen Johnson does a nice job of picking up the blitz on the outside, and then Cole Payton, once again, he just sees that running lane, and I love the decision there. All you're really trying to do there, and then mark him a little short there, Dom. Looks like he stepped
I thought
out.
he was, at least initially, I thought he was down inside the 20.
Well, either way, I'm going to say, you're just trying to get back to a third and manageable, and without a doubt, that's what he was able to do. That'll be the last play of this first quarter.
Bison going to let the clock run out, and we'll have a 3rd down and 6 to open up the second quarter. Explosive Bison, big play Bison to start this opening quarter. Raja Nelson with his 3rd touchdown. Bryce Lance his first at the end of 1. It's North Dakota State 14, Southeast Missouri State 7. You're watching Bison football on WDAY. Sam Getzinger, Kyle Emanuel, our great crew. So glad to be back inside the Fargo Dome. I'm Dom Izzo with a 3rd down and 6 for NDSU from the SEMO 27. Johnson, the tailback, behind Peyton, but he'll take it himself. Cuts back up the field and spun down. Nice tackle on that play by LaTravion Thompson, and it's going to be 4th down.
Well, just about to say, it feels like a mini big play, if that makes sense, in this game. We were just looking at the stats, Dom. 226 yards of offense for NDSU, only 14 points to show for it. And give this SEMO defense credit. They've stood up when they needed to and forced another field goal attempt.
Ozick in, this time from 43 yards out, try to extend the lead. Good hold, kick is up, and this one is true. Ozick bangs home his 3rd made field goal of the season, and just 37 seconds into this second quarter, the Bison have extended their lead now to 17-7. Prior to SEMO coming out, we'll step aside for a quick word from Shields. So the Bison able to add on to their lead here. Farmers Union Insurance scoring recap. They go 5 plays, 41 yards. They take 2 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock. Eli Ozick with his 3rd made field goal of the season. This one from 43 yards out. And it's 17-7. I call that another win, frankly, for the SEMO defense.
Without a doubt. Coach Matukowicz, he'll take that. Again, you hold him to a field goal, that's back-to-back field goal attempts. One goes in, one misses. And they just, I mean, if you're Southeast Missouri State, you just feel like we just got to get our quarterback some time, maybe get the running game going just a little bit to try and help him out in that pass rush.
So far, SEMO with 5 rushing yards in 1 quarter. Another touchback coming from Ozick. SEMO was picked 3rd in the preseason poll. The combination of the Big South OVC at North Dakota State just saw a team from that league last week in Tennessee State. Made the postseason last year, lost to Illinois State. 2 years prior to that, they won the league, lost in Missoula. I was talking with Matukowicz about this earlier this week. We've had the success, we just haven't had playoff success yet. We've made it, just not have been able to advance.
Well, they made it, and they gave it their all. They threw the ball 85 times in that game. I had to go back and double check that stat to make sure it was correct. They're not afraid.
8 turnovers in that game as well.
5 interceptions.
Against Illinois State. Leatherwood throwing it again, looking for the deep ball. That one hauled in on the reception. Cheers got it. They're going to say incomplete, though. Didn't come down in bounds with it.
Well, but this is what I'm talking about with Jackson Leatherwood and his ability to throw the ball. And this is put exactly where it needs to be. It's one-on-one. You put this on the back shoulder. Let's take another look at, because he has it initially. Ooh. Guessing right there when we lose sight of it, he just loses the ball and doesn't complete the catch. But this ball is put exactly where it needs to be. You see right there, it starts to move.
Not sure what else Ryan Jones is supposed to do on that play. 2nd down and 10. Leatherwood now 2 of 7 for 71 yards. Hit a little bubble screen. This time gonna be wrapped up. Gilbert on the reception. Crumby brought him down.
Well, and this play looked like it had legs to it, Dom. I mean, NDSU brings a blitz. You only got 1 high safety. If Crumby misses this tackler complete, I mean, it looked like there was something there potentially. This is a really good job of coming up one-on-one and making a big-time tackle. As you can see, there was an opportunity there. Good job by McCaslin and others hustling to the ball just in case he missed it.
Gain of 2 makes it another 3rd down. SEMO yet to convert, 0 of 4 on 3rd downs. You look at our First Western Bank and Trust down in distance. They'll hand it off this time to Peyton Brown, who gets a couple out to the 29-yard line. For Givens was able to stop him, and it's going to be 4th down.
Well, they're just trying to catch NDSU off guard. We just talked about how much they like to throw the football and how much they've been doing it. And obviously their biggest play has successfully been through the air, trying to catch them off guard. But nice job by Darius Givens right there, understanding, recognizing the play, not getting too far upfield and coming up with the tackle. Almost felt like if they get a little bit more, that might have been 4-down territory, but they'll line up and punt it away.
Kingston in for his 3rd punt of the game. This one much better than the last 2. Williams going to let this one roll, and this is going to get a nice roll for SEMO as they'll down this inside the Bison 15 finally at the 14-yard line is where NDSU will take over. 12:46 remaining in the first half. Bison offense coming back out, leading 17-7. (17-7). North Dakota State with a lead on SEMO. 12:46 to go in the first half. Bison will take over their worst starting field position of the game after the nice punt from Kingston. Got a good roll on that to the 14-yard line. Penu back in at tailback. Peyton changing things up as they'll throw again here on 1st down. He wants another deep ball. He's got Bryce Lance in stride. He's tiptoes the sideline, out of bounds. Another big-time reception from Bryce Lance. They'll mark him out of the 38-yard line.
Oh, really good job of changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Probably checked into this pass or just saw something in the secondary and said, saw it before the play, Bryce Lance one-on-one at the bottom of your screen, and probably going to like that matchup more times than not. And you talked about it. Coach Paulsek wanted to push the ball downfield, and they've certainly done that today with Bryce Lance well over 100 yards and just a handful of catches.
48 yards on that one. Flip the field to the SEMO 38. Back to Penu on 1st down. Had a big hole on the left side. Spun down as he gets to the 33. Amari Townsend on the stop for SEMO.
Well, and this is exactly what you want, 6 yards on 1st down, and you can see it. Tough to see from this angle, but you could just see every time we're up here from this angle, did you get a hat on a hat? Both sides of the ball. Or did you get out a hat on a hat? Are you allowing the running back to get to that second level before he has to make a cut? And that's exactly what they were able to do there on that first down run.
Gain of 6. We'll set it up from the SEMO 32. Penu again. Look at this hole. Stiff arm there. Drives forward. Or Townsend runs him out of bounds. Looks like just at the first down marker. You say it's good enough for a first down.
And I think that's just a numbers game. You had 3 receivers to the right side. You had 4 or 5 SEMO defenders over there, and just Cole Payton probably saw that and said, hey, we're going to take our chances here. And Barika Penu able to get to the edge and move the chains.
First attempt for the hurry at the Red Hawks 28-yard line.
We've played just over a quarter and a half of football. Bryce Lance already has a career receiving day in terms of yardage at 157. His tops last year was the national championship game against Montana State. On a first down, Payton wants the end zone. Touchdown, North Dakota State. Makai Collins. Second game in a row for a touchdown for the Mankato native.
Yeah, perfectly designed here. You can't see here, but Bryce Lance is going to come in and basically pull the safety off, and then you just got, it's basically just a switch route. At the top of the route, you're going to see Makai Collins go from the inside to the outside. Bryce Lance cuts in. The safety stays with Lance, and now you just got one-on-one. And I keep saying it sounds like a broken record, but Cole Payton puts it right on the numbers for an easy pitch and catch.
His third touchdown pass in a quarter and 5 minutes for Payton to 3 different receivers. Ozick in for the extra point and drills that. And with 10:37 to go in the first half, the Bison have struck again. This time it's Cole Payton, 28 yards to Makai Collins. It's 24-7 Bison. Farmers Union Insurance scoring recap goes 4 plays, 86 yards. Makai Collins, his second touchdown in as many games. 28 yards from Cole Payton. They take 2:09 off the clock. And it's a 24-7 Bison lead. Cal, NDSU with 315 total yards of offense.
Yeah, they're kind of doing what they want to do right now, and it's almost like they found something or saw something on film where they love that little out corner route. We've seen it out with Raja Nelson, Bryce Lance, Makai Collins. A couple different times they found success with that same looking route.
Ozick with a shorter kickoff. Rubel will field this at the 5. Looking for a seam and immediately brought down on the tackle. Keegan Huber flying in there, filled us up by Will Stile on the tackle. Boy, Styles been flying out there on special teams this year.
Oh yeah, they really have, and you can tell that this seems like a concerted effort to, hey, we want to get our kickoff team some reps. You know, Eli Ozick has the power to put it through the end zone when he wants to, but we got guys flying around like that. You'll take your chances.
Remember, Stile 2 weeks ago nearly blocked a punt at the Citadel.
That's right.
A man out of Rocori High School in Minnesota who played last year as a true freshman, continuing to make an impact on special teams. SEMO deep in its own position here, its own 19-yard line, trailing by 17. Leatherwood, he'll take this himself and then brought down. Anene just got a hand on him to bring him down.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about before. I think you're going to see this about as fast as they can go now with the SEMO offense with the score that's the way it is. Want to try and get a couple before halftime, get yourself back in this ball game. Good job there by NDSU. Sat in that cover 2 shell, had some eyes on him. Nice job by Leatherwood, though, of picking up a few yards on that first down play.
Keep an eye on the edge of that defensive line. Matthew Stenbrotten in, redshirt freshman defensive end who back healthy and getting some reps. Number 49 is Leatherwood will sling this. That's incomplete. Trying to hit Cheers. And it's going to be third down as Woolen again was in the area.
Yeah, Woolen is right there, but then again, this is Cheers. He's going to say that's kind of back-to-back. Now, the other one was a little bit more difficult, but it's back-to-back. Oh, and that one was tipped. Yeah,
Donovan got a piece of that.
Without a doubt, yeah, Woolen threw that one off. Otherwise, Cheers, it looked like he had some room. Nice job by Woolen getting his hands up and
just
deflecting it.
All over the field so
Long,
far.
Athletic, yeah. That's why they like the way he can move around and do different things on this defense.
Crowd roaring here on a third down. Is the SEMO so far on third downs yet to pick one up. Leatherwood flushed again. He'll take it. Up and ended there on a big tackle. Kopp and Woolen were in on it. It's right at the marker. They're going to say he's short. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, you got to admire his competitiveness. Now it looks like they're going to give him the first down.
Now they did change it to a first down.
I mean, talk about a guy going all out, up and over.
That is a lot of human going up.
That is 6'8", 253, going up in the air, showing off that leaping ability.
He's more mobile than you think, and I know you talked about that on Bison Game Day. That's a much-needed first down for the Redhawks. Epton will get the carry as he tries to bounce to the outside. Got some seed, Miss Brandon Epton. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. They'll mark him out at the 45, and that's the best SEMO play in a while, a gain of 16.
Oh, watch this, right there on the edge there. He gets right outside. He could tell he might have been Staling there, trying to set the edge there for NDSU, and that's what I talk about so much. Now I play defensive end, so I'm always going to bring up the edge, but anytime you can contain on that defense, you're going to have some seams on the outside, and Epton found it.
Epton, a Dallas native, transferred in from Hutchinson Community College. He'll get it again on first down, leaping over a guy, and then brought down the freshman. That's Keenan Wilson in there on the tackle for NDSU.
Yeah, and we haven't talked a ton about Epton. Kind of they're quicker. They got a little bit of a thunder and lightning thing going at the running back position, and you could see some of his athletic ability if you can get him out in space. But a nice job right there with Keenan Wilson of cutting him down before he can get to the edge.
Just a gain of 1. A 2nd down and 9. Clock running with nearly 8 minutes to go in the first half. Little pump fake from Leatherwood, wide open as Cheers gets smashed there. Then he dropped the ball, and they're going to say incomplete. Boy, he took an absolute pop. Duffy was in there and forced the ball loose after it looked like Cheers came up with it.
Oh, yeah, and it's basically 3 drops now we've seen from Cheers. You see a really good throw here from Leatherwood, right over the top of underneath coverage. But he took a shot and just unable. You had both guys, like Ryan Jones in there.
Yeah, Duffy and
Jones, he took an absolute shot. That's
further review.
We're going to have our first review of 2025. We've been 2 games in. We have not had a video review. Replay official today is Tom Hall.
And this one, it's going to be interesting.
Let's look at it again
here.
Take
a look. So he has the ball. He has possession right there. I don't think it was moving. It might have moved a little bit there. Now his knees are down.
Right.
And then it comes. Now,
when the ball came out.
In terms of completing the catch, I would say this one's going to be upheld, which also is a different rule. We haven't been able to talk about that, Tom, because no more confirmed or stands.
Correct.
It's just upheld or reversed.
Yeah, there's no more long explanations on that. Let's look here. Where his knees are down, he still has possession there, Kyle.
And this is in slow-mo. It's like it feels like it's a catch, and that would not be a fumble, obviously, because both of his knees are down. This is going to be an interesting one. There's still that whole, verbiage though around of completing a catch, and that's where I don't know if you can make the argument that he did. Again, in slow-mo, it looks like he has it for a lot longer. I think in real time, that's bang, bang, and
now again, remember the ruling on the field was incomplete, so they've got to see enough there to overturn it. The ball's still locked in there by his stomach, then comes out.
Yeah, that initial hit from Duffy, it looked like he still maintained position. Because if it's moving there, then I think that's an easy call here. Let's see what the referee's got.
Tyler Downs.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Must not have seen it there to you to complete the process of what you mentioned.
I think it was close.
Yeah.
As you take one more look at it, I think it's close. It's
got
to be another
moving,
split second.
Guess,
yeah,
maybe?
I think when he brings his left hand in there, it almost looks like he almost knocked it out of his own hands.
Boy, that's a big call there, because if you get it, you've picked up 20-some-odd yards here on the Bison side of the field. As it is, it's a 3rd down and 9 after the incomplete. And as you mentioned, that's another drop on Cheers. He's had a couple so far in the game. from the SEMO 46. Leatherwood waiting, will dump this off. That's complete to Pedro. He just slinks in there and is able to pick up a big first down as he gets to the Bison 34. Picked up 20 yards.
Well, it's a direct effect of his ability to scramble, because you can see the linebackers, as soon as he starts to run, because we haven't seen this a ton. We haven't really scrambled to throw yet. It's mostly been scrambled to run. As soon as he starts to scramble, I think it was Logan Kopp kind of triggered on it, left his zone coverage, and it left a hole there for Pedro.
Big conversion there for SEMO as they pick up a second third down conversion of the game. Brown off the left side, met by a cavalcade of Bison there. Like Elijah Wayne was the first one in. And Logan Larson finishing off there as well.
I do like the balance here, though, from John Holt. We're not going to abandon the running game yet. It's too early in this ball game. We get a touchdown here. It's just a two-possession game. Continue to try to run the football, and they've had a little success. I mean, you see right there, 3-4 yards on first down. That's going to keep the defense honest, where you're not just sitting back there, you're sitting duck as a quarterback. Continue to run the football as this game goes on.
Frankly, for his defense, they need to be able to do that. They've been out there a ton in this first half. It's a gain of 4, clock running with 6:40 to go in the first half. On 2nd and 6, Leatherwood to the outside, hauled in by his tight end, Andrew Civey, and then immediately brought down. Duffy in there on the stop.
Good job here by Jalen Duffy. You can see him just kind of sling this out in the flat, and this is, again, just one-on-one. You see him trip there, but not giving up on the play and coming up with the shoelace to bring him down and force a 3rd and long.
Duffy, who started 12 games a year ago, talked with him during fall camp, said, nothing's going to be any harder than what I did in game 1. Yeah. He faced Travis Hunter, who won the Heisman Trophy winner, the number 2 pick in this spring's NFL draft. It's a 3rd down and 6 for SEMO. Leatherwood with time, got a man, got cheers, incomplete, a lot of contact, and a late flag. He and Duffy were mixed up there, and it's going to be pass interference.
Well, I don't know about that one, Don. I mean, we'll take another look at it. They were locked up. There was some hand fighting going back and forth, but that looked like Cheers just tripped. Let's see if you can see it right here. And I don't see it there.
Like
he tripped over his own feet. I mean, he's pushing off. Duffy's got some contact, but not nearly enough to warrant a flag, in my opinion. Let's see if they talk about this and pick it up.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Now, from our angle there, it looked like just that Cheers tripped.
Yeah, that was, I mean, that's a perfect angle of it. You can see, watch 81, right side of your screen. Now, there's a little bit of a grab. A tiny tug. If you call defensive holding, maybe I could understand that, but
obviously the crowd not thrilled with that as they see the replays here inside this building.
Well, the reason I don't like that, if he doesn't fall there, which obviously he fell on his own accord, if he doesn't fall, there's no way that flag comes out, and that's why I don't like that call.
SEMO into the red zone here with a 1st down and 10 for the Bison 16. Brown evades one tackler, then swallowed up. Wilson flying in there to make the tackle.
22.
Brown at a dynamite freshman campaign for the Redhawks. We mentioned off the top his younger brother Preston signed with NDSU, is dressed today. What a moment for that family out of Hillsboro, Missouri. Officially, they'll say he got 1. It's a 2nd down and 9. Leatherwood wants to go to the outside. Pedro's there. Bounces off a guy and will scoot down. They're going to mark him out at the 7.5-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, this is a great play action here from Leatherwood. He rides right there, and then you see just no one in the flat there for Cam Pedro. Nice job of rallying to the ball, but there was absolutely no one in the flat for NDSU.
3rd down, and then before the ball was snapped, they got a timeout taken by Tim Polasek at NDSU.
Timeout, North Dakota State, their first of the half.
Looked like they were trying to do their own version of a tush-push there, and that is impressive with a 6'8" guy that you got as quarterback.
That's right. I mean, if you have 6'8", especially you can just go over the top and you have that amount of length. You see the tip of that football to get past the chains. That's a good weapon for John Holt, the offensive coordinator for SEMO, to have in his back pocket.
No, they have the touchdown, Kyle, but by far this is SEMO's best drive they've had at this game.
Yeah, most consistent, right? I mean, we were looking at the stats after the first quarter. They had about 70-some yards, and 65 of them, I think, came on the touchdown pass. So, yes, in terms of, again, balance. I talked about that a lot coming into this game. You got to be able to find balance, and it wasn't really there rushing the football. It hasn't been overly impressive, but it's been enough. They ran the ball to keep NDSU offense, or honest defensively. Done a nice job of bringing guys in motion, pulling offensive linemen around. A lot of zone scheme in the film that I was watching. Kind of switched some things up. At least have found some type of balance offensively and take some pressure off of Leatherwood.
They added a couple seconds back on the game clock here. So it's 3rd down and officially 1 from the Bison's 7. Brown is the deep back. Robinson and Pedro line up outside as Pedro goes in motion. They'll fake it to him. Leatherwood, look at the green grass here for Leatherwood, and then he's stopped. He's got the first down. Shadimi Alfaro able to make the tackle at the 1, but it's a first down for SEMO.
I would not be surprised if they go really quick here and you're going to see another quarterback sneak.
Going to try that exactly. Leatherwood under center. They'll hand it to Brown, trying to leap in. Touchdown, Redhawks. Peyton Brown with his first score of the year, and a nice drive from SEMO.
Huge drive for this Red Hawk offense. Really nice job of bouncing back after the score. Looks like, I mean, again, it looks like NDSU's going to run away from this with this thing, and they just refuse to go away. As you see Brown go up and over, and then on top of guys and tumbles into the end zone. He is the Thunder part of that duo here with him and Brandon Epton Jr. Big time touchdown right before half.
81-yard drive capped off here by the Brown touchdown. Leatherwood doing it with his legs as the extra point from Keller is up and good. 4:38 remaining in the first half. New score now reads North Dakota State 24 and SEMO 14. What a drive there by SEMO as they respond. They go 13 plays, 81 yards, 5 minutes and 55 seconds, capped off by Peyton Brown's first touchdown of the season to cut this to a 24-14 score. Kyle mentioned it. That was a much badly needed drive there from the Redhawks, especially just to give their defense a little bit of a break, considering the Bison already have 315 total yards of offense. This one will go into the end zone for a touchback. We'll check out on the field with Sam for a Peterson Farm Seed sideline report.
Yeah, Tom, you mentioned Peyton and Preston, the brothers sharing the field for the first time, really since they were in high school together. I've been observing Preston on the sideline throughout this first half, and he kept it even keel on that last touchdown run by his brother. But other than that, he's been the biggest cheerleader for the Bison defense whenever they tackle his brother. And I am impressed with the true freshman's ability to make the most of this opportunity and have plenty of conversations with Cole Payton and Nathan Hayes and break down what they've been seeing on the field here in this first half.
He is wearing 36. As a quarterback, they also may move him to safety. It's a conversation that's going to be coming in the coming months, but they really love his athleticism. Bison will take over the 25 as Penu sheds a couple of tackles before he's spun down by Sylvie as he gets out to the 27-yard line and a gain of 2.
And we're entering that 4-minute mark down where Coach Polisic, Tim Polisic, talks so much about can you win the middle 8. Last 4 of the first half, first 4 of the second half, and trying to just get a drive starter there. Pender does his best to make a couple guys miss, but only able to pick up a few.
Peyton 8 of 10 for 230 yards and 3 scores. With Lance split out to the bottom of your TV screen. Might be looking that way. This time to the tight end, Diggins with the reception. What a first half for Finn Diggins. He's out of bounds at the 41-yard line, a gain of 14.
Well, and this might be his most impressive throw, because you're going to see he takes an absolute shot here right as he's about to deliver the ball.
That was your guy, Dollar.
Slade Dollar with maybe the best name on the field today, but takes a shot, and Cole Payton still delivers a strike.
Diggins was thought to be out maybe for a while after he got injured on that opening series against the Citadel. put the knee brace on. It's my senior year. I'm not going to miss any games. And he's out here and producing as he has the last couple of games. They'll keep it on the ground on first down off the left side as DJ Scott gets a couple of yards before they mark him down at the 42-yard line. Lost a shoe in the process.
Well, and watch 95 Sam Keeper did a double team there and kind of backdoors it, which D-line coaches typically tell you not to do that because you know, it's tough to get back into position, but he does a nice job of just coming straight down the line and slowing down DJ Scott.
So he gets his shoe back on as Penu checks in for him. Nelson and Williams to the top of your screen. On a 2nd down and 8. Peyton has been nearly perfect here in the first half. He'll keep it on 2nd down. Try to get to the outside. He can get there. He'll get a couple extra yards before he's pushed out of bounds. Looked like Jeremy Walton in there on the tackle, number 16 for SEMO.
Kind of crazy he was able to get what he did, because you see both linebackers, and I saw this on film, Dom, a lot of times their linebackers are free in their zone coverage. They're just going to drop kind of to their hash marks. They're going to keep eyes on the quarterback unless they're in some type of man coverage where they have to pick up a back or something like that. So you could see they trigger as soon as Cole Payton takes off, and he's still able to kind of circle around and get a nice gain.
SEMO comes into this game defensively shorthanded, out with 2 starters out. McCoy Casey, one of their linebackers. Jared Pedraza, also another starting linebacker, out with injury, not playing today. It's a 3rd down and 3. Bison have yet to convert on 3rd down. Little bubble screen here to Lance, who's going to try to spin his way forward. They're going to mark him short, though, of the 1st down, and it's going to be 4th and 1.
Really nice individual effort here from LaTravion Thompson. Again, anytime someone brings a blitz, you feel like you have a good shot with the screen. Anytime that lines up, and SEMO brought the pressure there, but missed a couple blocks, and really nice play there.
That'll bring us to the 2-minute timeout. The 1:55 to go in the first half. The Bison lead it by 10. Stay tuned, everybody, for the Proceed Halftime Report. Sam gets here coming up. Highlights, scores from around the country on a busy college football Saturday. Week number 3. It's a 4th and 1. Bison offense is staying on the field right at the midfield stripe. Got to get to the SEMO 49. Peyton. More blockers there. Cinches through. He picks up more than he needs as he gets to the 43-yard line before he's brought down by Sylvie, and it's a Bison first down.
Well, I was about to say, there's no way this ball doesn't end up in the hands of Cole Payton. We saw this so much when Cam Miller was still playing here, and he'd come in, and everyone seemingly knew he was going to carry it, and a lot of times he still found a lot of yards, and he does it right there out of 13 personnel, and a nice job to move the chains.
18 career rushing touchdowns for Peyton entering this season. Clock running. Bison have 2 timeouts to work with 90 seconds. And now Peyton flushed here. Umpire went down as he throws this one out of bounds and incomplete. First time in really all game he was under pressure. That was Ja'Kias Brown in there with the quarterback hurry.
Yeah, it's pretty much immediate. I mean, you can see it does a nice job of just to get away from it. Oh, umpire went down.
Yeah, tough day over the
almost
umpire.
Took him out. But a good job just to scramble away and throw that one away and live to fight another day.
2nd down and 10, exactly 90 seconds to go in the first half. Bison, as I mentioned, with 2 timeouts to work with. Peyton, look at the time. Now he's swallowed up, and he's going to be brought down on the play. Good D that time from the Redhawks. They were able to get to Peyton. Looked like Thompson was in there again, who's been flying around the football.
Yeah, and Trey Lidgley as well. You can see him on the left side of your screen, just power rush Bo Johnson right back in to the lap of the quarterback. A couple different guys there able to get to complete. Looked like a nice pocket, and then it collapsed on him.
Had the time, but ends up being a loss of 8. Timeout taken here to stop it with 1:18 remaining in the half, and a 3rd down and 18 coming up for NDSU.
Yeah, that's got to be a little concern. I believe SEMO came to this game with just 2 sacks on the season, and now it's really just been this drive. And then we saw him take a shot there from Slade Dollar as well. But you could see a concerted effort from SEMO bringing some pressure right there. I believe they just rushed 4, played coverage behind it, and just put the Bison offensive lineman into the lap of the quarterback.
SEMO called timeout there, so used one of its 3 timeouts, so they have 2 remaining. Trying to maybe steal a possession. Remember, SEMO gets the ball to start the second half. Bison have got to get to the Red Hawk 33-yard line. It's a 3rd down and 18. 4 wide receivers in the game. Peyton flushed here. Waiting for somebody to develop, goes down the field. That's hauled in on the reception. It's Reese Kessel. He did it again. The big man from Fargo South.
He just keeps showing up. I mean, and look, Cole Payton does a nice job of evading the rush, and you can see he had Kessel there for a second. The window kind of closed, but he was still, I mean, talk about putting on the money, especially with pressure in your face. Unbelievable throw there from Cole Payton.
All the way down to the 20-yard line, and the Bison are in business. They'll hand to Penu on 1st down. Not much running room there off the right side. Immediately swallowed up. Trey Lyle was in there on the stop for the Redhawks. That was a gain of 31 yards on that pass play to Kessel. All of his plays this year have been explosive.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about his ability to stretch the field from that tight end position, and without a doubt, he's shown it here through the first 3 weeks.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Clock running. Bison elected not to use a timeout there. Peyton wants the end zone. Incomplete. Was trying to hit Nelson. They got a penalty flag. Throwing it about the 2-yard line. Sylvie with his hands up.
Well, to be fair here, Don, I think you now might have had both ways. I don't know if I think this is a little uncatchable.
Pass interference. Defense, number 34. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
You'll obviously take it if you're NDSU, but I don't know if Raja Nelson is able to run under this regardless. Let's take a look here. I feel that ball is behind him now,
yeah.
but I think that ball is behind him and too far into the end zone. But I guess you can argue both sides have one they can complain about now.
So the ball now spotted at the 5 with Penu in. 30 seconds to go in the half. Peyton waits to the end zone. Touchdown, Nelson! North Dakota State scores again. 4th passing touchdown of the half for Cole Payton.
This is a great view. Watch him just flip this over the head. I believe that's Robert Dover, or sorry, excuse me, that's 54. Jaden Davis just floats it over the head of the linebacker, and good patience there from Rajah Nelson. to let that route develop, and then Peyton floats it right over the top of him.
4 touchdowns in the first 3 games for the Lakeville North product. We got a penalty flag.
There is no foul on the play for unsportsmanlike conduct. The result of the play is a touchdown. Point after try.
What do you say about the first half Cole Peyton has had here, Kyle? 12 of 15, 282 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Well, it's unbelievable. I mean, look, I thought he'd probably have a good game. We saw it in the first 2 weeks, but I really thought this was going to be a running backs game. We talked about it. Simo came in giving up over 200 yards on the ground, but really it's been Cole Peyton and these wide receivers taking advantage.
And the middle 8 goes to the Bison again here. It looked dire on 3rd and 18, and Reese Kessel bails him out with a 31-yard reception on a 3rd and 18.
Yeah, you see this here again. There's just a little crossing route. Against zone, crossing route's not great against zone defense, but you can wait and you can be patient in the pocket, let the route develop. A really nice job there from Cole Peyton once again, and he has had an outstanding half.
Farmers Union Insurance scoring recap here for the Bison. They go 11 plays, 75 yards, take 4:13 off the clock. Capped off by a Peyton to Raja Nelson 5-yard touchdown, helped out by the pass interference penalty. And North Dakota State has 31 first half points.
You never know when there's, we'll see how this game plays out. Obviously, there's still a ton of time left, but with that 3rd and 18, you're looking at staring down, getting the ball back to Simo, potentially with the chance to go down and score and make this game really interesting. Instead, you pick it up. That's 3rd and forever. There's no way you're expecting to pick that up. You're probably just trying to complete the pass to keep the clock running or make them burn a timeout. Instead, you convert, you score a touchdown, and all of a sudden, the score looks a lot different.
Or maybe get 15 and give Ozick a chance for a long field goal, right? Instead, they get it and then some. Heck of a job by Kessel, a toe tap there to stay in bounds. As Ozick booms another one, and Simo will get 25 seconds to work with from their 25-yard line. This is the first of back-to-back games for the Redhawks against Missouri Valley opponents. Next week, they've got the battle for the wheel with Southern Illinois. That is a long-time rivalry that has had some absolute barn burners. And the winner of that game over the last few years, the winner has made the FCS playoffs. The loser has not.
Yeah, we forget this is a team that was 9-4 a year ago. We talked about it, right? They made the playoffs, and this has been a really good program over the last couple of years. And yeah, you're right, has had some absolute battles down there with the Salukis.
Simo out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Coach Matukowicz told me we recruit basically out of 4 separate states. It's where we get our players from. As we get a whistle here.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
We'll hear from head coach Tim Polasek coming off the field with Sam Getzinger here in just a few minutes. Proceed halftime report coming up. Some interesting games going on around FCS football. We'll get you an update on some scores from around the country. Valley Big Sky matchups going on today in Vermilion and in Missoula. After the penalty, it's a 1st down and 15. Keep it on the ground with Rubel, and boy, he ain't going nowhere there. Swarmed by the Bison defense. Dutenheffer in there on the tackle. And Matukowicz is going to be content to run the clock out, and that's going to do it for an impressive first half from North Dakota State. They rack up 375 total yards of offense. Cole Peyton with 4 touchdown passes. And the Bison take a 31-14 lead to the halftime locker room. Sam is standing by with Tim Polasek.
Thanks, Tom. Tim, 17-point lead at the break. How do you assess the first half?
I like the intensity of all of us right now. We're coaching hard. The players are into it. The big play early on was a really good formation for them with the call we had, and we got to make sure we've got some presence in the middle of the field.
What can you say about the ability to connect on the deep ball in the first half today?
Well, it's really good. They're playing 10 guys in the box, a lot of stunting and moving, a lot of pressure. So then you go and you throw it for 282, and that's good offensive football. They might be doing okay against the rush, but they're leaving that kid out there on an island, and we got to go after it again.
All right, thanks, Tim. Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate it.
Bison leading Simo at the break by 17. Be sure to stick around. Proceed halftime report coming up next on WDAY.
Ready ready for the start of the second half. 31-14, North Dakota State with the lead. Our Ag Country player profile focuses on junior defensive end Kelton McCaslin, who really came on at the end of last season. He's already got a fumble recovery touchdown. Happened in the 2023 playoffs against Drake. Remember this time last year, we weren't sure if McCaslin would ever play again. That plasma shot he got in his knee certainly turned things around. He's been a force at the defensive end spot.
Yeah, battle back, earned that starting spot alongside the guy right there, 93, Toby Nene, and so far been pretty dominant force along that defensive line to start this 2025 season.
Let's go check down on the sideline report with Sam.
Just spoke with Redhawks head coach Tom Batukowicz coming out of the locker room. A lot of high praise for Bison quarterback Cole Payton. He told me that he didn't know Cole Payton could pinpoint those deep balls like he did in the first half. So they're going to go back to the fundamentals on defense. Offensively, he told me they got to find a way to keep drives alive. Too many 3-and-outs for his liking.
That might be a common theme we hear in the second half, or the second part of this season, Kyle, about not knowing that Cole Payton could throw. Because frankly, Bison fans were asking that all offseason about number 9. As we are underway in the second half, Simo to get the ball first. Rubel will take this from his own 1-yard line, then immediately wrapped down on the tackle. There he is again. Special teams MVP, Will Stile.
Well, Stile kind of went through about 3 different guys, put a little juke move on the kickoff return guys, and found himself right in the face of Rubel. Brought him down by that neck. Great play there by Will Stile.
So special talent to go out there, and Polisic would tell you all the time, the former special teams coordinator that he is here, that special players play on special teams,
without
right?
a doubt. It's effort. I mean, it's how you, a lot of times, how you earn your way on the field as well.
So again, deep starting position for Simo at its own 16-yard line as we start the second half on this Week 3 Saturday. Leatherwood is flushed on first down. He'll slide here. Boy, took a late shot, too, as he gets out to the 21-yard line. And Nene was trying to track him down and picked up 5 yards.
Well, and this Bison defense got to be careful. I thought there was one of these in the first half as well as he starts to slide. I mean,
Shadimi Alfaro was up top there, you're right.
That's probably a flag. They're lucky that it wasn't 15 right there.
Officially a gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5 as Brown tries to bounce to the outside. And a herd of Bison are going to get him there. Staling was in there. Looked like Crumby as well. And it's going to be third down.
I think it's Shadimi Alfaro again. You see, he comes inside, and you see the dive right there. Doesn't get him, but slows him down enough to allow the rest of the guys to rally around. Bring him down short and bring up a third and medium.
Simo 3 of 8 on third downs in the first half. They didn't pick up their first third down conversion until late in that second quarter as Leatherwood drops back here. Flushed again. Just throws that one well into the stands. It's about 4 rows up there. And it'll be fourth down.
Just no time for Leatherwood in the pocket, trying to scan through a couple different options. There goes to his first, second, third option, comes back, and then we just talked about them, both of them, Kelton McCaslin and Toby Nene, both of them in the face of Leatherwood, just forced to throw that one into the first row of the stands.
It's called good producing when the guy we feature almost comes in and gets a sack there. It's going to be fourth down, and Kingston into punt. So far, 4 punts today, averaging nearly 42 yards. His last one was his best one. Got some roll on that because his first couple were real struggles here. End over end kick here. That's going to take a moderate Simo bounce and be down at the Bison 34-yard line, and that's where NDSU will take over for the first time in the second half. 13:27 to go in the third. Bison up 31-14. As they take over their first possession of the second half at the 34-yard line. Payton flushed here, evades pressure on the run. That one caught, but it's going to be out of bounds. It was a heck of a catch along the sideline by Bryce Lance, but he's out of bounds.
We're going to see Trey Lisley, number 8. You're expecting him to come down here, and he doesn't. Gets pressure in the face of Cole Payton right away. That is pretty close. I think that's going to uphold, but I mean, that's a pretty impressive incompletion. We just heard Sam tell us about how Tom Matukowicz didn't know Cole Payton could throw the. To be honest, I mean, it's been. I would say this has been a little bit different than we saw in the first 2 games. I mean, him under pressure, rolling around, and still delivering strikes has been a little bit different than we saw in those first 2 games.
Second down and 10 is Peyton on the keeper. Gets past Thompson and look out! He's got a step! Finally wrapped up, but boy, he exploded there before you knew it. Got to the 33-yard line. How about LaTravion Thompson was able to actually track him down?
Well, watch this little stutter step right there. I mean, I don't know what else you do. You have that fit up perfectly. You have a free hitter. Good job by Thompson of staying with the play and chasing him down, as you mentioned, Don, but it's a pretty impressive run there from the quarterback.
On first down, Penu bounces inside, ran right in. Sylvie was in there first again, the leading tackler for SEMO. Penu contacted him at the 25 and a gain of 8. It's officially 33, by the way, there for Peyton.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to see how the SEMO defense reacts. And we heard, again, Tom Matukowicz talking about we didn't know he could throw the ball. They were playing a lot of 9, 10-man boxes. We heard Tim Polasek say as he was walking off in the halftime, really a concerted effort to try and take away that run, and Cole Payton took advantage of it. How do they react? How do they adjust coming into halftime, and does that allow Barica Penu to get going?
Second down and 2. Penu the deep back. He'll get it again, this time off the right side, spun down, and then finished off on the play. Sylvie was the one to finish him off. And it's going to be third down.
Oh, he talked about it. You see, I think that's Townsend right there, number 14, come through and just untouched and a really good fit there. Comes up with a really nice tackle. Again, it's one of those things you got to adjust. You can't let Cole Payton pick you apart for 280 yards and 4 touchdowns, but at the same time, you can't let this Bison run game get going. It's going to be a kind of back and forth here for SEMO and DC Ricky Coon.
Bison 1 of 5 on third downs. You see our First Western Bank and Trust down in distance for the third down and 2. Peyton slings that, nearly intercepted. Broken up on the play. That was Munoz in there, and it's going to be fourth down. Tried to force one into Lance.
Yeah, just, man coverage there, and you just try to hit the little slant play, and it looks like Eli Ozik's going to come out for another field goal attempt. Just really good coverage there by 18.
This will be a 43-yard attempt from Ozik. 1 of 2 on the day. Missed from 50 earlier. Good hold there from Bickerton. This one is up and right down the middle from Ozik from 43 yards out. His second of the game, and extends the lead with 11:19 to go in the third. New score reads Bison 34, SEMO 14. Yeah, North Dakota State goes 6 plays, 41 yards. They take 2:08 off the clock. Eli Ozik's second made field goal of the game, this time from 43 yards out, makes this a 34-14 Bison lead. Ozik, remember, handled the kickoff duties all of last year and even the end of 2023. Bangs another through the back of the end zone. For SEMO comes out on the field. Step aside for a word from the Bank of North Dakota.
Get a boost in savings when you enroll with College Save. Simply opt in for College Save's match programs for newborns, kindergartners, and children up to 15 years old, with only one of them based on income. Visit collegesaveforyou.com to enroll today.
11:19 to go, third quarter. SEMO back out on offense, 151 total yards for the Redhawks. As we mentioned earlier, they get ready for rivalry game next week with Southern Illinois. Bison, as Sam mentioned earlier, have their bye week. Stark contrast to last year as we get some movement here before the snap. Looked like the left tackle moved on SEMO. That'd be Rashad Turner. Big number 77 there. Hard to miss a 6'5", 330-pound guy moving up front. Tyler Downs, our referee.
False start. Offense. Number 75. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Actually, Kobe Williams on the false start. Mentioned it earlier. Bison played 9 straight games last year before they had the bye. And I remember Tim Polasek telling us, just got to get to the bye. This is more normal, Kyle, with the bye week coming after 3 games. After the penalty, it's a first down and 15. Leatherwood under pressure, and down he goes. Jackson Dutenheffer.
Well, and for Dutenheffer and the rest of the defensive line, they got to be thinking finally, right? They've had some pressure at times. Leatherwood's done a really nice job of his legs and scrambling around, but you see just the push, and then coming off it. I mean, that's textbook. As a defensive lineman, you want to push, you get pressure in the face of the quarterback so he doesn't feel like he can step up and then just come off the block. Beautifully done there by Jackson Dutenheffer.
The pride of Mandan with his first sack of the season, named a team captain before the year began. Pushes Simo back another 5. It's 2nd down and 20 after the sack. Leatherwood will go to the outside. That's dropped, and that's another drop. This time Cam Robinson can't corral it. They've had a bunch of those so far.
Yeah, and we saw Donnie Cheers have a couple of them in the first half. Now I will say, took a shot on a couple of them. This is one. I mean, now this is going to be a pretty nominal game anyway, regardless. But yeah, they've had the drop bug a little bit here today, this afternoon in Fargo Dome.
3rd and a mile. Bison crowd that stayed around is cheering loudly here with 10.5 remaining in the 3rd. Here in the 2025 home opener. Epton is the back. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. That's slung out to the tight end, and Chisholm, he gets out to the 25. He picked up 10, but it's going to be 4th down.
Well, you know, it's interesting play call. I was expecting some type of draw, maybe a screen to give yourself maybe a look at a 4th and short. I mean, Chisholm's mostly a blocking tight end. We call him out. He's about 6 foot, 270 pounds, a big tight end there, and it's basically just, hey, we're just going to dump this off and get a few yards and punt it away. A little surprising there by the play call.
Had 2 receptions coming in all season. Is Kingston back for his 6th punt of the game. Williams back at his own 35-yard line. Spiraling kick here. Williams will field it at the 33 and immediately wrapped up. Good play. Nice tackle there from Trelkrelli on the tackle for Simo. Penalty flag was thrown in as well. Right where Williams caught it. Mentioned in our injury report that he's battling a bit of a toe injury. You can see he came up a little bit lame there after that tackle. We'll get this sorted out. Five penalties combined so far in a relatively clean game.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, return team number 10, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Antoine Booth going to be called there for the blindside block, which is going to push the Bison back here deep into their own territory. Don't forget, coming up when we wrap things up, Bison post-game live with Kyle and myself. Full highlights. You'll hear from the press conferences afterwards with Tim Polasek and Bison players, and recap of scores around the country, and get ready for the Valley opener 2 weeks from today. University of South Dakota will be here. Coyotes won a wild one in overtime today over Northern Colorado to get their first win of the season. A badly needed win there for USD after starting 0-2. That's all coming up on WDAY Plus and Inforum.com. We wrap things up from the 15. Payton on a keeper. Getting it pushed out of bounds. Good D that time. David Jones stepped up from the cornerback spot to force Payton out of bounds. Looked like he lost a yard.
Yeah, really good job by David Jones, trying to get a little bit of misdirection, bringing Barika Penu off to one side of the wide side of the field, running into the boundary there, and Cole Payton trying to find the corner, but David Jones does a nice job of cutting him down.
See that score from earlier today in Vermilion. USD lost All-American running back Charles Pierre Jr. earlier in the week, able to gut out a win to get them on the board. They've got Drake coming to Vermilion next week on a 2nd down and 11. Payton able to complete this one out of the backfield to DJ Scott. He's going to get pushed out of bounds. Got out to the 17-yard line, picked up about 3, but it's going to be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, trying to use motion here to confuse the linebackers. Jaden Davis was all over it, though. He man-to-man on the back there. DJ Scott, he runs to the flat and does a nice job of tracking him the entire way to bring up a 3rd and long.
UND with a lead in the 4th out in Missoula. Game of the week at FCS football. Eric Schmidt's team playing well, trying to get a big win. They have not won in Missoula since 1963. Here's a 3rd down and 8. Peyton over the middle, incomplete. Was trying to hit Raja Nelson. We got a penalty flag thrown in. Sylvie went up there on coverage. We had a lot of contact and some chatter. This looks like pass interference.
Pass interference, defense, number 34. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Well, and Sylvie doesn't like it. I mean, it was a dangerous throw there from Cole Payton. You could see Sylvie, the safety, sitting over the top of it. I think he got there just a little bit too soon. We'll get a good look at it right here. You can see him tracking the ball the entire way. Yeah, he just, I mean, that's, he's not going to like that. I understand that's a bang-bang play. He got there just a touch early. Really, at that point, I mean, he's tracking the ball. Didn't even see Raja Nelson, but.
See Bison training staff attending to Bryce Lance here on the sideline as well. We'll get an update when we can. Out of the penalty, it's a 1st down for NDSU now at the 32. And we get a whistle here before the ball is snapped, and a timeout taken.
North Dakota State
by NDSU.
Their first of the half. Full media.
We'll take it with them. 8:19 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Bison lead it 34-14. Good news for Bison fans. See that guy back out of the field. Bryce Lance, after getting attended to by the NDSU training staff, back on the field for a 1st down from the Bison 32 after the PI penalty on Simo. They'll keep it on the ground here and wrapped up, immediately brought down. Nice tackle on the play. That's Trey Lyle in there to bust through. Let's get an update on Bryce Lance from Sam.
Yeah, during that last time out, the North Dakota State training staff doing a number on the right hamstring with a massage gun on Bryce Lance. He was also getting plenty of fluids, Gatorades, waters during the break. He came out after the timeout, bouncing around. Looks like he's good to go the rest of the way.
Thanks, Sam, for that Peterson Farm Seed sideline update. Good tackle there for loss by Lyle that broke through. It's a loss of 6. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 16 as we near the halfway mark of the 3rd. They'll keep it on the ground. Penu off the left side with some running room here. Still on his feet and able to drag a defender out to the 43-yard line. That was Riley who went along for the ride.
Oh, you're right, Dom. I mean, they had him dead to rights here. I mean, this is going to be a 5-6 yard gain, and you're going to see Rika Penu just keep on going, gets to the edge, and then right here, just spinning, tumbling, finding a way to pick up a 1st down on 2nd and long. He's just been doing that all year long.
Needed 16 and got 17 for Penu, and a new set of downs for NDSU at the 43. Weremeyer, the fullback. They'll keep it on the ground as Penu tries to get to the outside here. David Jones flying in there on the tackle. Penu, after that carry, Kyle, up to 80 rushing yards on the game. 13 carries. Yeah, and Politics wanted to get to that 20 number.
Right, and just probably hasn't been quite as consistent. And you see right there, 91, Ja'Kias Brown does a nice job of getting off his block and forcing Penu to bubble. Again, we talked about that in the 1st half, bubble before he gets to the line of scrimmage and string that thing out. Just, I mean, it's been, I would say, they've graded maybe okay in the running game, but a nice job of Simo of really committing to it and trying to take that part of the game away.
No gain, makes it 2nd down and 10. Peyton wants to throw down the field, overshot Raja Nelson. It'll be 3rd down. He and Lance were both trying to get loose there from their defenders.
Yeah, both of them lined out wide and basically just ran a big crossing route. I thought he had a chance maybe to Bryce Lance, and that's really one of the first throws we've seen that's just been a little bit off there from Cole Payton. Had to lead that one out just a little bit to the right and let Raja Nelson run underneath it, but unable to do it.
A little overcooked on that one. 3rd down and 10. Bison just 1 of 6 on 3rd downs in the game. Good pass pro here over the middle. Nelson wide open. He dropped the ball though. Good hit late as it was jarred loose by Amari Townsend. and it's going to be 4th down.
Oh, a big-time hit there from Amari Townsend, because Raja Nelson streaking up the hash right there. And again, this is a good strike here. Good job of picking up the blitz there by Owen Johnson. Now you see he bobbled that before Townsend even got to him. Watch his eye. You can see his eyes at the last second go right to 14, barreling down on him.
So Aaron Bickerton back in for his second punt. We haven't seen him since the first quarter. And then we got some movement from Simo before the ball was even snapped. Looked like Simo jumped off sides, but where they go to do it.
They might have, but 5 yards not going to do a whole lot for you on 4th and 11.
Defense number 28, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Siler Christmas here jumped off sides. So they get an extra 5 to make it a 4th and 5. Bickerton with a little less room to work with here. Try to pin Simo deep. Drive kick here, and this is going to be too far. It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. And Simo will take over at the 20-yard line, trailing by 20.
Yeah, I almost thought Tim Posick might decline that for that very reason. I mean, Bickerton hits driving, booming punt. It's almost one of those, weird to say, but they would have preferred those 5 extra yards, possibly pin them deep.
Mentioned this with Leatherwood, and I was visiting with Tom Batukowicz about this earlier in the week on Hot Mic and asked him about, is we got a snap here, and it doesn't look like anybody was ready for it. He'll sling that complete to Cheers. Looked like the only body who was ready for the ball was Leatherwood. Nobody else on the line moved.
I don't even know if he was ready for it. It looked like his center was ready to snap it. He's the center's the only one that moves. Not a false start.
Keenan Wilson was right there.
Yeah, everyone was confused on that one.
He told me something interesting, Kyle. He said, I'm not going to recruit any more mobile quarterbacks. I'm going to get a guy who can stop, who can stand back there and pass the football, which is so antithetical to the current game in both college and professional football.
It's very interesting and probably worth a deeper dive into a conversation. But look, I mean, you want a guy that's mobile. Obviously, Leatherwood's a little bit, but you want a guy when the pocket breaks down to be able to move. But I understand you also don't want a guy to get hurt. But it is an interesting take from the head coach.
They'll try a little reverse to Cheers, and he's going to get wrapped up. Nicely done by Ryan Jones. Senior from Frisco, Texas, in there on the tackle.
Yeah, great recognition. You can see he's going to follow the tight end there, 33. Ryan Jones does a nice job of recognizing, not being fooled by everyone's going one way. He recognizes the reverse and comes up with a big tackle.
And his reasoning, Matukowicz's reasoning was simple. He said, I don't want to get a guy hurt. You can stand back there. Running quarterbacks get hurt. I know my guy's going to stand in the pocket and throw it. He'll do it here on 3rd down, and that complete for a 1st down to Pedro as he gets out to the 31-yard line, the gain of 10.
But it's so interesting though, because I mean, you could teach a guy who is mobile to also stay in the pocket. Now I know it's harder, right? A lot of times you want them to allow their athletic ability to take over, as we see a good job there by Pedro of capturing that one. But like, you can still teach a guy who's mobile to stay in the pocket and be a little safer.
Started his collegiate career. He's got more movement here. I put the jinx on it. I said the game has been clean, and we've got a bunch of penalties here since. Leatherwood started his collegiate career at Nevada, ended up transferring, went to San Diego Mesa Community College. That's where Matukowicz found him. They needed to replace an all-time great. Paxton DeLaurent had been their starter the last 3 years and was a dynamite player, twice over the OVC Player of the Year.
Offense, number 50, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
DeLaurent was the reason why Simo won the OVC each of those years, and he went back in the portal and found Leatherwood. And I mentioned it earlier, a lot of people do a double take when they see the height and the size of him.
According to the broadcast crew last week, he's the tallest Division I quarterback in the country right now, and 2nd tallest ever.
Dan McGuire was a large man. Mark McGuire's brother, former NFL quarterback. That slid out here to Cam Robinson. He's going to get out of bounds at the 33.5-yard line. From all your travels, who's the largest one you ever faced?
I mean, Brock Osweiler comes to mind, the Broncos quarterback who filled in for Peyton Manning the year that he was hurt, the year that he came back, or I shouldn't say came back, but he came back. Peyton Manning did and won a Super Bowl. He's probably the tallest one that comes to mind. Jameis Winston, I know he's not the tallest guy, but he was
big dude,
a big guy. Easy to bring down either.
Guy you faced in practice all the time. Carson Wentz, a big dude as well.
Big dude, yep.
Gain of 3 at 2nd down and 7. Little toss here to Epton, trying to reverse field. It ain't gonna happen this time. Anene's in there. About 3 other Bison. Staling. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, I couldn't catch the number, Dom. These gold numbers are sometimes interesting to try to see, but you see, I think that's Staling right there. Yeah, you see him 52. He's the one that just breaks through the pile, does a nice job of finding his fit, forcing him to running back to chop his feet a little bit, and allows everyone to get around. Nice play there from 52.
Captain, who hadn't even started a game. We featured that before the opener with the Citadel. He wears the green dot. He calls the plays defensively from Grant Olson. 3rd down and 9 for Southeast Missouri State with 2.5 to go in the 3rd. Leatherwood will go over the middle. That's hauled in on the reception. Pedro takes a shot. He's got a 1st down after spun down to the ground by Givens as he gets out to the 47-yard line and a gain of 15.
No, really good route here from Pedro. It looked like it was man-to-man or some type of zone match coverage, and they just completely lost the defender, and he comes over the middle of the field wide open.
Big 3rd down conversion there for the Redhawks. Pedro closing in at 100 career receptions. Brown shakes off a man. There's a penalty flag thrown here as he'll force his way out to the 47. You see Taylor Eady getting looked at there on the sideline, who missed some time during fall camp where they thought could have been a really serious injury. Ended up avoiding bad news there.
Illegal formation. 5 players in the backfield. Number 60 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
They'll back up SEMO 5.
Yeah, that's the right tackle, Damani Taylor. That's when you got to break the center. If you want to be considered on the line of scrimmage, a lot of times offensive linemen like to cheat that a little bit to give themselves more room and pass protection, and he gets flagged for it.
7th penalty of the day against the Redhawks. So we're under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. Leatherwood on the run again, trying to make something happen and brought down from behind. Nicely done on that. Victor Isley comes up with a nice play from the defensive end spot.
That's impressive there from Isley to come all the way from the left side. You can see him right there at the bottom of your screen. Runs the hoop, which is not always advised, but when you got speed like this, tracking him down, almost gets that ball out with that right hand coming down. And nice play there from Victor Isley.
There's a lot of coaches excited about this young man from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that could potentially keep developing into a really good defensive player. 2nd down and 13. Leatherwood again flushed, just gets rid of it, nearly intercepted. In the area was Duffy, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, dangerous pass pressure right in the face of Leatherwood. Does his best to throw this one away, but nearly threw it to the other side. Watch Duffy come back. I mean, that's close. Fortunate for SEMO that one falls to the turf. This is such an interesting game. I just feel like SEMO they just won't go away, right? Every time you think that NDSU is just going to break away, they just keep finding a way. That feels like it's an important drive. You can get this to a 2-score game if you find a way to get this into the end zone and make things a little more interesting down the stretch.
They've done better here on 3rd down. Now 5 of 12 in the game. It's 3rd and 13 with 1:01 remaining here in the 3rd. Bison will bring some pressure. Leatherwood incomplete. Try to hit Cam Pedro. And it'll be 4th down.
Pedro's upset in the face of Donovan
talking
Woolen there.
smack there with Woolen.
I don't know if he's not going to do any lip reading there, but clearly upset. You see Bison bring the pressure, get to Leatherwood, force him to get it out, and I think that's, he's asking why I got grabbed there. Why is there no flag on the field? You can see that's why he's clearly upset after that one.
Kingston back to punt as the Bison will force The 7th punt of the day for SEMO. Nearly got to that one. Williams going to let this one roll. This could be a nice punt. Going to go out of bounds inside the 10. They'll mark it out at the 7-yard line, and that's where NDSU will begin its next drive. Bison with 429 total yards of offense here. Just the 3 points in the second half off the foot of Eli Ozick on their 2 possessions they've had.
And I'll say this about SEMO. I mean, I've been impressed with their tackle. I came into this game thinking the defensive ends. Now I know they've had pressure, right, NDSU, but I thought one-on-ones, the defensive ends from NDSU would have their way. And for the most part, I think they've done a nice job. Now Leatherwood's also done a really good job of scrambling around, and they've also done a really good job against the run for the most part.
Penu lined up in the end zone. He'll take it on first down. He'll go right up the middle, straight forward for a gain of 4. Wrapped up there on the play. Another tackle by Dollar, who had an interception last week, as we mentioned.
You know, 144 yards on the ground for NDSU, and it's been, I would say, hit and miss. You've had some nice scrambles there from Cole Payton, but you could tell, I mean, they knew this was a weakness of their defense coming into this game, giving up over 200 yards, and have really committed to it. Now, Cole Payton took advantage of it in the first half, but they haven't been able to find that connection so far here in this third quarter.
Likely the final play of the third. On 2nd and 6, Payton to the outside. Another haul-in reception from Raja Nelson out to the 28-yard line. A gain of 17, and that will take us to the final quarter. It's been 3 impressive quarters for the Bison as they look to keep this home opener streak going, where they've won 26 in a row. At the end of 3, it's North Dakota State 34, Southeast Missouri State 14. The 4th quarter is coming up. You're watching Bison football on WDAY.
Games for Cole Payton. They wanted to take away the running game, and he said, okay. Talk about taking what the defense is going to give you. Him and Dan Larson really does a nice job. Really a lot of those out routes, those kind of corner routes. He's had a lot of success with Raja Nelson, Bryce Lance, kind of throwing it around, and he's done an unbelievable job of showing off that arm.
For the guy that can't throw the ball, that's a pretty good company to keep here as we start the 4th quarter. Little reversal here, and Penu's got some blockers. Barica down the sideline, exploding out of the SEMO side of the field, out to the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 32.
And really a great play call. Take advantage of the aggressiveness. We've seen SEMO really trying to get after the run, trying to get after the passer. Take advantage of that. Let them all get upfield and block themselves. And then you see how many green hats, white jerseys are out in front, leading Barica Penu down the sideline.
That game, by the way, Trey Lance did that November of 2019 against Western Illinois, threw for 313 yards in a Bison blowout that day. Back to the ground, DJ Scott with a hole. Scott with one man to beat, the stiff arm. He's going to get pushed. He's in. Touchdown. No, they'll say out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Thought he had scooted in. They're going to say he's out, though, at the 4.
Well, it's just a phenomenal effort, again, of reading the blockers and then bouncing off of one defender, and then you can see just right
there,
maybe that's close. That's close. They'll probably take a look at it.
Bison fans, Scott wants a review. Boy, it was tight down there. Bison offense is not in any hurry to snap to.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, at least from that one angle we saw, Dom, I'm surprised they're not at least taking a look at it. A great shot.
Awesome
that's in.
Here.
That looks in. That's his toe is up. I mean,
it looked like because his foot was up too.
Looked like his heel was off the ground.
Polasek wanted the play clock reset. No.
Wow.
Bison are going to get dinged here for a delay of game.
Penalty. Remains first down.
I'm just surprised. I mean, unless our replay crew has an angle that we can't see or we didn't see yet of where it's definitive. To me, at least, it's questionable that you're not. I'm surprised they're not at least taking a look at it.
So that'll back him up. from the 3 to the 8-yard line. It's a run of 39 for Scott. His first real big run as a Bison for the Kennesaw State transfer. Scored in the first 2 games of the season. First down and goal to go. Bison in the ready red zone. Fake here. Peyton. Down he goes. Nice play breaking through from Sam Keeper. His second sack of the year for the SEMO D end.
It almost looked like, that's a play call you want maybe a little bit closer to the goal line with that delay of game penalty. They get knocked back. You get into big personnel trying to run that play action pass. We've seen so many times. Picture perfect. We've seen that so many times with this Bison offense, but Keeper was not fooled by it.
Bison going the wrong way here. That's a loss of 9. Makes it second down and goal to go from the 17-yard line. Little play action here. Peyton surveys over the middle. That's hauled in on the reception. Jackson Williams back down to the 1-yard line.
Really good job of going through his progressions here. You see Jackson Williams just needed some time to develop, and then, that's a phenomenal catch there.
They'll go hurry up as Peyton trying to bully his way in. No signal yet. Touchdown, North Dakota State. Peyton with a rushing touchdown to extend the Bison lead.
That was about the only thing missing from his resume so far here today. See, he just gets behind the big boys and pushes his way in, and now he's got a rushing touchdown to go along with those 4 passing touchdowns.
5 total touchdowns for the Bison signal caller today. Ozick drills home the extra point, and the Bison have breached the 40-point barrier for the second game in a row. 12:08 remaining in the ball game. Cole Peyton having a field day. Bison lead it 41-14. In football history at 348 yards today. Steve Walker and Greg Gorder, the only 2 with more than that as this kick goes through the end zone. Let's go down to Sam.
Yeah, Don, towards the end of the third quarter, safety Talon Edie was getting checked out by the team doctors here on the sideline. They were looking at the right side of his torso. Now, the good sign was that he was adamant that he was okay. He was able to get back up with the team and just rejoin the team for the last kickoff there. Good news for North Dakota State.
Thanks, Sam, for that Peterson Farm Seed sideline update. Edie with a fumble recovery last week, Kyle, at that first half barrage that NDSU put on Tennessee State. The numbers just shaking my head at what Cole Peyton has done today. 5 combined touchdowns after what has just been a, can't say, a flawless first 3 games as a starting quarterback.
It's kind of, I don't know, ironic, whatever you want to call it, the fact that people are questioning if he can throw the ball, and now he has the 3rd most yards ever thrown for in a game. So I'm assuming that means Cam Miller never eclipsed the 300-yard mark if the last one was Trey Lance, which is kind of wild with how efficient he was. Right? And now Cole Peyton's done it here in just his 3rd start.
Patrick Heidert into the game now as the new quarterback for Southeast Missouri State. 6-foot senior. He'll keep it himself here. Able to dive forward and pick up a first down. Nice run as he gets out to the 37 and a gain of 10. Senior out of St. Louis, able to pick up a first down.
Certainly quite the contrast between 6'8" Jax Leatherwood and 6-foot Patrick Heidert.
But small, right?
For once, he's not seeing a quarterback over there towering over his offensive line, but he shows off his quickness and his ability to run the football.
New set of downs for the Redhawks. With 4 minutes gone in the 3rd. They'll keep it on the ground. As Rubel carries this one for about 3 as he gets out to the 40. Looked like Zach Vanderpool was in there on the tackle for NDSU. Vanderpool had the forced fumble that Edie recovered. Redshirt freshman out of Byron, Minnesota. Bison coaches really like is developing on that defensive line. Anene still in the game. Elijah Wayne next to him, with Vanderpool and Matthew Stenbroughton out there. 2nd down and 7. Heidert and immediately brought down. The Bison brought the house and finished off there. Jaquise Alexander in there along with Toby Anene.
Yeah, they bring the cat blitz, aka the corner blitz, as you see Jaquise Alexander at the top of your screen, number 0, come completely untouched, and just never saw him. Bison defense continues to get pressure on that quarterback.
3rd down and 11. Ball spotted back down at the 36-yard line. Fourth sack of the game for the Bison defense. Heidert again dancing around, and Anene's got him and brings him down. 2nd of the game. We got a penalty flag, though, thrown in after the play. He was up high. That's the one thing they're going to do, Kyle, is make sure to protect the quarterback, especially around the head area.
I might have seen him mouth horse collar tackle. He was up high. It's tough to see from our angle exactly where he got a hold of Heidert.
Personal foul. Illegal horse collar tackle. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Let's take a look.
Well, it's impressive either way that he's able to fight over the top.
He's got him.
You can't even really tell from there. I thought he had the back of his jersey.
The foul was on number 93.
It's a fantastic play by an
unbelievable effort. I mean, you can't fault him there. He's just trying to grab and claw and find anything he can of Heidert, and it came so late.
As a coach, you take that penalty,
Absolutely.
right, for what he did.
Yeah, that's an aggressive penalty. It's not like it did anything egregious there. He's just trying to make a play.
When he did.
Nothing you can really do right there.
So the penalty will bring the ball onto the Bison side of the field. It'll be a 1st down at the NDSU 49. He reached over a guy and still got him. Hand off to Brown, churning the legs forward. He'll get out to the 44 and pick up 5. Staling and Vanderpool in on the stop.
Stop on the play by number 52 with Daniel Staling. Gain of 5 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Red Hawks.
SEMO was picked 3rd in the preseason poll in the Big South OVC. Tennessee Tech in its final year in the conference. They're moving to the SoCon next year, picked to win the league. They'll keep it on the ground here with Brown. Nice little jump cut there. Got a couple yards out to the 41.
22.
Picked up 3, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, it's kind of a different formation that we've seen from SEMO throughout this game. Putting in both running backs, Septon Jr. and Brown as well. Trying to find something in the run game. I like the combination of those 2 running backs. I know it didn't necessarily get going the entire game here, but if they can find, again, moving forward for the SEMO team, if they can find a balance with those 2 guys, the receivers they have on the outside, obviously a quarterback that's capable, I think they have a chance to be all right.
Saw Arizona State transfer Chance Simons into the game at defensive end as Heidert trying to pick up the 1st down. Ray James in on the tackle, but he got the 1st down, and SEMO will stay on the field.
Yeah, once again, you see the speed from Heidert. Does a nice job of just holding that defense just long enough, just forcing them to stay in cover just long enough as he scrambles out to the right side there and gives them enough yards to pick up the 1st down.
Clock running as we're down to the final 7:20 of this one. Bison up 41-14. Heidert goes over the middle. That one hauled in, then dropped. Or did he take it away? Did Alexander come up with a pick? Cheers had it. It's Bison ball. Alexander took it away. What a play by Jaquise Alexander.
I think he's looking up for the replay as well. He's looking up at the board. I want to see this as well. I mean, it looks like he gets his left hand in here to try and break it away. I have no idea. And it just kind of fell into his lap. I think he takes it away with the left hand right there, and as he turns over, just falls into his lap.
Look at that. It was on his hip.
And the awareness to even know the ball's there. I'm assuming he's not expecting the ball to be laying in his lap. He brings
The ruling on the field is an interception. First down, North Dakota State.
Second career interception for Jaquise Alexander.
Put that one on the highlight reel. I mean, that's phenomenal play there.
Will Johnson,
The previous play
quarterback
of an
coach, even with a
is under further review.
impressed look there. They're going to look at this. I thought that last angle was maybe the most definitive that you're going to see, that the ball was sitting on his hip.
And it looked like he was about to fall off, and he brings his left hand and pulls it back in. Now the question is, when he turned over, did it ever hit the turf at that point? Couldn't see it from that angle. Take another
This
look.
is the angle I thought. Right there, that ball's not on the
I don't
ground.
think it's on the ground, and he secures it. And again, so it's, and you can't see it, and it's ruled an interception. So if you can't see it while he's rolling over, and that's the only part I think you could say, Dom, is if when he's rolling over, if that ball hit the turf, but I don't think it did. What a play there by Jaquise Alexander. But that's one you think you're hoping that you just broke it up, right? So for him, and then you see his head pop back. I don't know how he even knows the ball is on. How
Look
he
at
feels
that.
it.
That is amazing.
His head is still back. I don't know how he knows the ball is there unless he just felt it. Unbelievable.
Young man that battled injuries last year, in and out of the lineup, finally became a stable force on the back end after he started 8 games in 2023. We remember that at the cornerback spot. That whole unit came back minus Marcus Shepard from graduation last year. We haven't had a chance to talk about the secondary because they haven't been tested in the first 2 games. Tyler Downs will tell us what's up.
The ruling on the field of an interception is upheld. First down, North Dakota State.
That's a phenomenal play by Jaquise Alexander.
Yeah, that really, I mean, the awareness to know that the ball is on his lap and about to fall to the turf, and then to bring his, I mean, watch his, so his head is all the way back, basically hits the turf, and he still reaches over before he ever, I mean, it doesn't look like he ever actually sees the ball. Really good play there.
Nathan Hayes in for the 3rd straight game. The Bison quarterback gets into the game. That tells you anything how the season's been going for the Bison, as Owen Johnson will get the carry here as he gets out to the 41-yard line before he's met on the tackle by Amari Townsend.
Well, not only has Nathan Hayes gotten in every game, but he's looked pretty impressive. I know there's, there's chatter around town of his ability to throw the ball. It just looks effortless. Got to be really excited.
2 touchdown passes already on the season. Hit Mekhi Collins on a 68-yarder last week against Tennessee State. Isaiah St. Romain the week prior to that. As we get a stoppage here before the ball was snapped. This from the
Play
back
clock
judge.
operator, please put 25 seconds on the play clock.
Now, this reminder as well, this is not the final non-conference game for the Bison. Scheduling quirk this year, Kyle. The final non-conference game doesn't come to the end of the regular season when the University of St. Thomas comes here. So the league play awaits as Johnson drives forward there, brought down by Dollar on the tackle. That part is unique as well, that they have the bye, then 8 league games, and then a non-league game.
I'm trying to, when does that happen before? I mean, it is interesting. You get some weird things. I remember, not quite the same thing. South Dakota State had like a bye week the last week of the season a couple years ago, which didn't make any sense.
South Dakota has that this year.
Which is just kind of odd, but.
North Dakota with a 23-17 lead in the 4th, trying to win in Missoula. They do that. They're a top 5 team come Monday as Hayes slings that. That's incomplete. Trying to hit Collins. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Bison will have to punt. It's a scheduling quirk in how they're doing it this season, but knowing full well that the challenge of the Missouri Valley awaits in 2 weeks' time.
Right, that's where your season's gonna be defined. Obviously, NDSU, you've been very good in the non-conference for many years, and as we just mentioned it, before the season you would have said it would have been South Dakota. The 2 South Dakota schools are the ones that you're gonna look at. Now it's looking like it's SDSU and UND, and those are going to be the 2 giant matchups. Obviously, you can't overlook anyone. I know that better than anyone in my career and some of the games we lost, but those are going to be the 2 behemoths.
False start. Offense, number 23. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Polsak's going to tell us in the post-game press conference there are going to be things to clean up, but this has been an awfully impressive first 3 games.
It really has. And I don't want, did you want to get challenged? I think you did a little bit. You wanted to get challenged to see how your team reacts, and they certainly got that. SEMO at least battled and held in there for quite a long time in this ball game.
Bickerton drives. That's a good punt. Robinson back. Try to evade one man and did, and then gets brought down the second time through. Good hustle there from Jones on the tackle to bring him down. 5:31 remaining in the game. Bison aiming for a 3-0 start, leading it 41-14. Coming up, we'll select the Novak Insurance Company Player of the Game. We'll do that. We wrap things up on this Saturday afternoon in Fargo, 41-14. North Dakota State with the lead on Southeast Missouri State out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. It was a 7-7 game. Bison were up 31-14 at halftime as Heidert ripped down, and Victor Isley having his coming out party. Nice play there. Let's go down for an update to Sam.
Yeah, after that last punt, linebacker Donovan Wolin came hobbling back to the sideline. The training staff with the massage gun again going at the right hamstring. Now they gave him some fluids as well. Looks like he's back up. He got some jokingly words of encouragement from Jackson Dudenheffer and Logan Larson. He's back up smiling with the team. So good sign there for NDSU.
It's a muggy day outside, Kyle. I don't know if that contribute here to the humidity inside the building as Heidert slings that to Bryson Burns. James in there on the tackle.
Well, I think it's cramping. I mean, that's the only way people are coming up and smiling. I even saw Jim Kramer in the break coming up at him and smiling. I think Bryce Lance had the same issue.
Yep.
Just an observation. We're usually freezing in the park. It's a little warmer today, so I don't know if that has something to do with it, but plenty of fluids, and it sounds like he'll be just fine.
4.5 remaining in the ball game. 3rd down and 7. Heidert, the backup quarterback, under pressure here and brought down on the play. Elijah Wayne tracked him down. The true freshman out of Omaha, who's had a couple of splash plays to start his collegiate career.
Yeah, started off his career with the sack. Does a good job of just coming around and keep it extension. You see with the left arm, and then just tracking the quarterback. Good job by NDSU of getting pressure. Heidert tried to escape, but you have Elijah Wayne right there to make the play.
Williams back at his own 40-yard line to receive the punt from Ryan Kingston. A little rugby-style punt here as he waits. Williams fair catches this at the 43, and that's where the Bison offense will take over. 3.5 to go in the game. NDSU staring at a 3-0 start, up by 27. Back here with 3:34 remaining in the game. Stay tuned for Bison Postgame Live coming up exclusively on WDAY Plus, Inforum.com. Press conferences from both NDSU and SEMO. You'll hear from Cole Payton, Raja Nelson, Donovan Woolen, Bryce Lance. All coming up after the game, exclusively streaming on WDAY Plus. Nathan Hayes and the Bison offense ready to take over. We got a false start, though, before the ball is snapped.
False start. Offense, number 84. 5-yard penalty.
That on Logan Conklin.
First down.
So back NDSU up to the 38. Have we reached the threshold we can now talk about the uniforms? I've waited 3.5 minutes to go in the game here.
The floor is yours,
I know
Dom.
for the old timers and the viewing audience now can collectively roll their eyes at me, but after this run from freshman Miles Mitchell, got his first career rushing touchdown last week against Tennessee State as he gets out to the 47. This is part of the new partnership that NDSU has with Under Armour. Under Armour said after the national championship, actually, they got to work on doing something unique. They presented this to the Bison administration. Athletic Director Matt Larson and Tim Polasek signed off on it with the gold numbers. Only 4 or 5 programs in the country actually have the numbers like that. Notre Dame being one of them. Maryland, that's where Under Armour is based out of, in Baltimore, went with it as well. Jeff Kolpak and I were doing the research on this after the carry here by Mitchell. He's going to be rejected by Ashton Jones. That go back to the mid-'60s is the last time the Bison wore all white uniforms, which they're doing with the different tint to the Harvest helmet as well.
Dom, what everyone wants to know, though, all our viewers are curious to know, if you had to, I mean, I don't, what's your ranking system here? Is it 1 through 10? Is it A, B, C, D, E? You know, is it, what, do you have a rank? Are you?
It's pretty good.
Are you ready to give it out?
It's pretty good. I'll wait till after the game. Look at that final, by the way. Montana rallies and knocks off UND 24-23. Heck of an effort. Eric Schmidt's team is going to be heard from, it sounds like, Kyle, here in 2025. Narrow loss at Kansas State and a narrow loss in Missoula. Hayes wants the deep ball for St. Romain. Tipped and incomplete. We got a penalty flag. Trell Riley was in coverage. Looks like the Bison are going to get a first down out of this.
Well, it's the hardest play in football for a defender for a corner. Anytime the ball is just slightly underthrown.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
You're doing everything you can just to catch up with the wide receiver. The ball's slightly underthrown. He tries to come back for it. You'll see it right here. I mean, we see this happen all the time, and you just get in the way. And it's, you know, unfortunately for a defender, that's just going to get called every single time. Yeah, but going back to your point about UND, I mean, they put everyone on notice against Kansas State, and it was like, okay, is that a fluke? What is that? And a really good performance against Portland State, and now a 1-point loss in Missoula. Still put, I mean, the FCS on notice. They're going to be heard from.
Remember, they host both NDSU and SDSU in Grand Forks this season. On a first down, here's Cortez LeGrant. LeGrant gets into the open space. The transfer from Minnesota with a big run as he gets down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 22, and that will take us to the 2-minute timeout.
This is the
1:56 to go in the ball game. NDSU cruising over Southeast Missouri State. 1:56 to go in the ball game. NDSU, after a 22-yard run by Cortez LeGrant, has a first down at the SEMO 16-yard line. Had some substitution changes here. Everybody's good to go. Mitchell is the back. Runs into a brick wall there as Jones was the first one to grab him. The Nodak Insurance Company player of the game, who else would it be? Cole Payton. Look at these numbers today. 348 passing yards, third highest in school history, 4 touchdowns, 53 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown.
No, he did everything. I mean, it wasn't, again, just sitting in a clean pocket. It was scrambling around. It was making plays when they weren't there. I mean, obviously you're aided right here with about 70 yards from Bryce Lance with just a pitch and catch. But it was, I mean, it wasn't that. It was a lot of Cole Payton doing a lot of really good things and really showing off pinpoint accuracy down the field when they unleashed the full potential of this passing game.
A lot of smiles for that guy who's been waiting his turn, and it has been 3 tremendous performances to start And probably the most important thing that Tim Polasek will tell you, Kyle, no turnovers.
Right. I mean, that's, I don't want to say that's, maybe it is the number one thing. I mean, obviously winning the football game and, you know, being a leader and all of those intangible things that go with it. But if you can take care of the football, especially the way the NDSU wants to play in running the ball and playing good defense, right? The mantra hasn't changed. The formula hasn't changed in a number of years. If you can do that first and foremost, you're going to give yourself a really good chance to win a lot of football games.
Bison will head into the bye week. Looks like relatively healthy out of this game. Off of 3 performances, they score 38 in the opener, 59 last week, 41 this week. And NDSU with the win today picks up its 200th career win inside this building. It opened in 1993. The Bison now are 229 inside the Fargo Dome after today's 41-14 win over Southeast Missouri State. They'll improve to 3-0 and look awfully sharp as they get ready for Missouri Valley Football Conference play in just a couple weeks.
Yeah, and they also improved to 90-6 against non-conference opponents since 2011.
Man.
Pretty phenomenal stuff going on, and Coach Polasek just continued the tradition and done a really good job since taking over late in 2023.
That guy gets into the end zone for the first time this season. Another big-time receiving day for him. And Tim Polasek standing by with our guy Sam Getzinger. Sam?
Hey, thanks, Tom. Tim, 3-0 to start the season. What can you say about the home opener win today?
Well, it's big time. I thought the students really showed up. The energy and the excitement prior to the game, and then the fans came here. You know, it's special. We need to continue to play well so they keep showing up. It's important with the energy.
I saw a lot of people in the stands today shake their head in disbelief watching what Cole Payton did today. Well, what can you say about his performance throughout this game?
Hey, listen, Joel Bershonner's doing a good job. And this offense and the system is becoming more and more quarterback friendly, and I like how we're training these guys. But for him to come out here and be that accurate on some difficult throws, and then once again, Raj with a big play, some really good scheme stuff from Coach Larson, but the players got to go execute it. I'm really happy with Cole's first 3 games, and I think we can get some things cleaned up fundamentally.
What's the assessment on the defense today after giving up a couple early scores?
I think it's pretty good. I think SEMO had some athletes, and there was a really nice scheme. Bringing number 1 underneath number 2. We didn't have a presence from the linebacker position there on that play. Our Hackles, we thought they had some stuff that would challenge us, but overall, getting some stops and getting some momentum, takeaway, and then the pressure on the quarterback was really good. I want to look at the film and just see, where were we not able to finish, because I really like the tenacity.
All right, thanks, Tim. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Don, back to you.
Sam, always things to work on, but got to be a lot of smiles after how this team has played through its first 3 games, which all of them have been maybe more impressive than the last. Sam's got the player of the game in Cole Payton.
Thanks, Tom. Cole Payton is our Nodak Insurance player of the game. Cole, we haven't seen a performance like that from a Bison quarterback in quite some time. What can you say about the win here today?
It was a great overall team effort. We wanted to take the ball. We've been taking the ball. If we won the toss, obviously we didn't win the toss, but happy to have the ball. And just shout out to the Rams up front, protecting us. We were playing a team with some matchup coverages, and obviously we have the best wide receiver room in the country, and so just giving me some time to air it out to our wide open receivers. Shout out to those guys.
How much more comfortable does it make you feel for you when Raja Nelson and Bryce Lance are putting up performances like they did today?
So much more comfortable. They're vets on this team, they're leaders on this team, and just feeding off each other's energy. I wouldn't want to play anywhere else.
3-0 heading into the bye week. What have you learned about this team so far this season?
We're pretty good, but we've got a lot to work on. There are plays out there I wish I had back. We wish we had back, especially as an offense. We got to score touchdowns in the red zone. And that's the beauty of it is we're pretty good, but the sky's the limit, and so we're going to go back to work and keep improving.
All right, thanks, Cole. Congratulations. Cole Payton is our Nodak Insurance player of the game.
Thanks, Sam. 562 total yards of offense today, 348 off the left arm of Cole Payton.
Yeah, it's smoking like a true veteran right there. Hey, we're good. We still got to get better. There's an old saying, pretty much every coach I think I've ever played with, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. There is no staying the same. So, it's impressive as they've been. It's always go back to the drawing board. What can we do better? What can we improve? They know they'll see better. better teams down the road. I thought SEMO actually played really well in this game. Probably, maybe even a little bit better than I expected, and they were able to handle it. As you mentioned, Don, over 560 yards of offense. It felt like your defense, it wasn't quite as good. 217 total yards.
Yep.
I mean, they still played really, really well. Outside of the one big play, they still were solid throughout the entire ball game.
Let's go through some scores here before we sign off on this Saturday afternoon. A stunner there in Missoula. Montana rallies late and knocks off UND 24-23. Heck of a game from the Fighting Hawks, who are 1-2 before they come home next week before conference play begins. Youngstown State with a nice effort, down 10 in the fourth quarter, and East Lansing against Michigan State out of the Big Ten. Bo Brungard, quarterback to watch as well. The Bison will see the Penguins coming up on Halloween. That's a 34-24 score there. Coming up in just a few minutes, South Dakota State at 2-0, and they've been really impressive, Kyle, to start their season with a big win at Montana State.
Out the sky was falling. They lose their coach. They lose everyone. They lose their quarterback, and however many transfers that went with them, or with their head coach to Washington State, and they said, hey, we're still here. They go to Bozeman, and they knock off Montana State, and have to have a feeling they'll take care of Drake as well.
South Dakota with an overtime win to get its first win of the season. The Bison will see the Coyotes 2 weeks from today on homecoming for the Missouri Valley Football Conference lid lifter at the end of September. That'll wrap up our home opener here for the Bison.